throughout the game from the sidelines. And Jess, of course, LH had high hopes coming into this season. They honestly thought they were maybe the team to beat in the Keystone Conference. And early in the year, they were battling for first place, but they've kind of struggled here down the stretch, including a loss against Albert Gallatin that we saw a couple of weeks ago.
Good point, and if I can add to that, I think Uniontown also thought they might be somewhat in the thick of things. Real tough loss against AG. LH had a late run, but AG clearly the dominant team on that night. And it's just unfortunate because, as we've talked about on these broadcasts before, Uniontown has dropped from 4A to AAA and made the playoffs 4 consecutive years until this year. And flip it around, LH has made it 2 consecutive years when they dropped down. And, of course, we were hoping AG would make it in because they dropped down, but it just didn't happen this year, Chuck.
But I'll tell you what, even if they miss the playoffs, to end the season on a winning note in this big game would be huge, especially for Uniontown, who defeated Albert Gallatin last week. Jess, you know, this game is so big, Uniontown Laurel Highlands, 2 announcers not enough, 3 announcers not enough. We had to go with the fabulous 4 and welcome the newest member of the HSTV high school football crew. Matt Malik's going to be roaming the sidelines as well. Matt, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be part of the team, and I'm a former Uniontown player. I know what this rivalry means. Both teams are basically out for blood tonight. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. I talked to both coaches earlier in the week, and they know it's going to be, nose to the grind, and should be a great game.
Matt, make sure you play it down the middle tonight now. No favoritism towards the Red Raiders. And, Jess, of course, one last thing. Laurel Highlands still has an outside chance at making the playoffs. All they need is Albert Gallatin to beat Bell Vernon and Yock to beat Derry, and that they win tonight. So they do have something to play for besides bragging rights.
Well, that's what we were told earlier in the week. I don't mean to upset you, but the Herald Standard today said that they did not have a chance. So I'm not sure which way to go. I was with you earlier in the week, but I read in the Herald Standard today that it's not going to work out, even if they end up tied with, if they win and 2 teams lose, they still wouldn't get in. But I hope you're right, Chuck. I hope the Herald Standard's wrong. Imagine that.
Well, that's the word I got from a coach last night from Laurel Highlands, so I'm just passing that along.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, well, either way, though, the main thing right now, bragging rights for this area. Uniontown, Laurel Highlands, the excitement in the air, and we are ready to bring it into your living room. The kickoff up next on Herald Standard Television Sports.
For all your pharmaceutical needs, visit the Apothecare Pharmacy located on McClellantown Road in Uniontown. Have a question about your medication or other health issues? Our pharmacists will be happy to answer them. The Apothecare, providing quality customer service since 1990.
Okay, welcome back to the Mustang Corral. It is the last game of the season for both of these teams. News 19 sports anchor Matt Malik had a chance to talk with the coaches. Here's what they had to say.
Coach Nee, it's Uniontown, Laurel Highlands. You have the home field advantage tonight. What do you expect out of this game?
I expect it to be a hard-fought physical contest, because of, what it is. This is for the town. This is everything to a lot of people. Makes you feel good.
What do you feel about the environment tonight? Everybody's there. It's a great night for football.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night, and there's nothing better than Friday Night Lights in Western Pennsylvania. Nothing better.
Coach, it's Uniontown, Laurel Highlands. Can you put it in perspective?
Well, hey, rivalry is always we say. Bragging rights, rivalry.
You guys prepared?
We're ready to go.
You're out for blood tonight?
Well, we're out to win. Put it that way.
That's great. Did you make any different preparations? I know I talked to you earlier in the week.
We've done some different things. We add a little bit and took away a little bit, but basically we're about the same.
Can I expect any surprises from the Uniontown side of the ball?
Yeah, you can. We got some things up our sleeve we're going to try to do.
It's Coach John Fortuna with Uniontown. Uniontown LH coming up.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Good luck to both coaches. It looks like it's going to be a really great game, and it is about to start, so we'll send it up to the booth with Chuck and Jess. Guys?
Well, thank you very much, Justin, and welcome back up here in the booth, I should say. I guess Chuck and Jess up here as you take a look down on the field at the captains meeting for the opening coin toss. And your captains for Laurel Highlands, number 73, Brian Matthews, number 38, Tommy Newman, number 59, Joe McEwen, and number 29, Eric Yager. Over on the other side for Uniontown, number 76, Brian Liptock. By the way, Uniontown, we're getting a signal, is going to receive to open this game. Number 8, Jermaine German. Also number 36,
And once again, reminder
Ryan
Southeast
Crawford,
County
and
Sports
number
Network will
54,
televise
Nate
this game
Musica.
tomorrow at 1 p.m. and Sunday evening at 6 p.m.
Uniontown will be wearing the road white uniforms, all white. White jerseys, white pants, and the maroon numerals and trim, and the maroon helmets. Laurel Highlands will be in the blue jerseys with the white numerals, the red pants, and the red helmets. Uniontown will get the first possession, and they will move right to left across your television screen. John Fortuna, of course, the head coach for the Red Raiders. Laurel Highlands led by Scott Hay, and as you take a look at the conference standings up on your screen, Jess, we referred to that during the pregame show. Not a whole lot to play for Uniontown. Certainly right now in that last place tie with Albert Gallatin. So a win tonight. If Albert Gallatin were to lose, Uniontown would at least escape the cellar. That would be good for them. And also pull even with Laurel Highlands, as you can see. LH, as you see there, they need now, you can see what's going on there. Bell Vernon and Derry are a game ahead of Laurel Highlands. They need Bell Vernon to lose to Albert Gallatin, Derry to lose to Yock. That would force a three-way tie. There's still some confusion up here in the booth, but we believe, I was talking with Robert Chaney, assistant sports editor of the Herald Standard. He says the way he sees the Gardner points, it would be LH and Bell Vernon tying in Gardner points among those three teams, which then puts it to head-to-head, and Bell Vernon beat Laurel Highlands. So that's why the paper is saying that LH is eliminated. The coaching staff I just spoke with, they're not convinced. They're playing it like they need a win. And we're underway. Opening kick is taken by number 11, Jeff Carell, and he has some room. All the way up to midfield and into Mustang territory. Big play to open things up, and the Red Raiders will get great field position. In fact, it looks like it will be right at the midfield stripe.
If I can, Chuck, that reminds me of a funny story. And I'm not saying that's what's happening here tonight, but I recall as a college basketball coach one time, we were in a similar situation. And we told our kids that if we won this game, we were in. And, of course, we were fibbing. We did it just to try to keep the spirits up and everything.
Look out a reverse. Quindell Dean with some room, and he gets by the Zackler, and now it's a foot race. And they're not going to catch him. Quindell Dean on the reverse. 50 yards. And the Red Raiders jump on top on the first play from scrimmage. Fireworks at the Mustang Corral. Oh, my goodness. The Red Raiders on fire after the win last week against Albert Gallatin, trying to close out this season with back-to-back victories over their two arch rivals. Here comes the extra point attempt. And the kick by Ryan Rabowski is up and through. Jess Hudson, 19 seconds into this game. It's 7-0 Uniontown.
We didn't even get a chance to catch our breath, Chuck. But great way to open the game for Uniontown. Certainly they're not concerned, well, hey, we're not in the playoffs. They're just here to play, have some fun, and try to come out with a big W tonight. Of course, they're trying to win not only the city title, but as Coach Tim Tracy pointed out to me last Saturday morning, grocery shopping, if they win tonight, they'll take the county title because they beat Connellsville as well, with all due respects to the smaller schools that aren't involved in this quadrangular, so to speak.
Somehow I don't think Brownsville, Fraser, or Geibel are going to complain. I don't see them competing with these schools. But yeah, Uniontown with the big coal bucket victory against Connellsville way back opening night here on HSTV, 15-14. We did not do another Uniontown game until last week when they beat Albert Gallatin 27-20. The Uniontown Red Raiders, well, we put up their record a few moments ago, so the fans saw that, but that doesn't matter, Jess. What's important is their HSTV record. They're 2-0. Looking to make a clean sweep of the Fayette County opposition here on Herald Standard. So now, hey, let's have a kickoff.
Well, 2 weeks ago, Chuck, if you recall, Alex Boda ran one back the distance to tie up the game after Albert Gallatin scored first. So we'll see if Boda can get a big kickoff return here for the Mustangs.
Onside kick to open things up. And Laurel Highlands recovers. Coach John Fortuna pulling out all the stops, went for the surprise onside kick, and well, that'll have some people talking.
And perhaps they took that from the AG Laurel Highlands game. Laurel Highlands was down 2 scores with a lot of time left, and they pulled off the surprise. Correct?
Well,
Wasn't it, or was it AG that?
no, it was LH
Yeah.
that tried the onside kick. I don't think they got the football,
Oh,
though.
yes,
I think
they-
it was, they did
Oh,
get it?
they did,
Okay.
Chuck.
All right, well, that
The
was
element
LH
of
then.
surprise.
Yeah. Well, the ball at the 47-yard line. First play from scrimmage and a fumble by Joden, but then he gets a little crease and is able to move into Uniontown territory for about a 6-yard pickup. Well, Uniontown with all kinds of momentum after the kick return and then the reverse. And you might make the case that with that kind of momentum, you don't do anything to give LH some of that momentum back. They took the risk. On the other hand, if you get the onside kick, then you can really drive a quick dagger into the Mustangs. So a little debatable point there right off the bat, but that's what makes high school athletics so much fun. 6-yard gain for Joden, and it's 2nd down and 4. And now, here comes a little reverse action, and here is Boda, spins away from a tackler and has the first down. Still struggling inside the 40-yard line. Good yardage and a first down for the Mustangs.
And I believe with Uniontown's first play from scrimmage and their onside attempt, perhaps it's fair to say they're going to play it loose tonight. They're just going to throw out all the stops. There's no playoff push on the mind. Of course, they want to win this game in the worst way, but they're going to do it and have some fun in the process.
No doubt. That was a 10-yard pickup. Now 1st and 10. Boda, double reverse. And here comes Yager, tries to get away from a tackler, but cannot do it. Nicely defended. And the tackle made by Aaron Oliver. After about a 2-yard pickup. Hey, Jess, I think both teams are going to play it loose. We've had 3 plays from scrimmage, and everything's been a reverse.
Then maybe we'll see a screen for once, Chuck. A middle screen, a tight end screen, a flare out of the backfield. These are things we don't see all year.
2nd down and 9. It's going to be fun, folks. Tighten your seatbelts. We're in for a fun evening of high school football. 2nd down, pass is deep, and the pass is thrown behind the intended receiver, Randy Rankin. On the coverage was Jeff Carell. First attempt incomplete for Joden, and we'll have our first 3rd down situation.
And sometimes, Chuck, I know at an upper level, maybe not here and maybe not that pass in particular, sometimes you intentionally throw behind the receiver because he's looking at the ball and he has a chance to make a play and the defender does not see the ball.
3rd down and 9. Little double wing set with Yager and Boda. That's Boda in motion. They fake the reverse. This time the give is to the tailback.
Tommy Newman for Laurel Highlands.
And that's actually the fullback, I should say, Tommy Newman. He was the single setback on that play. And he will be stopped well short of the first down, and I got to think they're going for it on 4th down based on that play call. Going to be 4th and 6, though.
Ball resting at the 33-yard line.
Shotgun formation, Boda, the sidecar, 4 wide for the Mustangs. Joden back to pass, now a little pressure. Going up the middle, he's going to have to break some tackles, and he's not going to get to the sticks. He did break a tackle, but the stop finally made. Brian Crawford had the first hit. John Farrell was there to make sure. Ball will be spotted at the 28-yard line. Needed 6. Picked up 4.
Gain of 5 on the play, not enough for the first down.
The
Uniontown
Mustangs
takes over
provided Joden with ample protection. The Raiders secondary just all over the Mustang receivers and no one to whom to throw.
I tell you, the way high school football has changed over the years, Jess Hudson, 4 wide is a set you would never see in the past in high school football, back when we were young in the leather helmet
A couple
days.
years ago.
No, and seriously, as you see Laurel Highlands jump off sides, at least I think this is going to be offsides. Either way, it's our first penalty of the night. But in all seriousness, even a couple years ago, you would not see high school teams going with a 4 wide. The NFL never went to 5 wide until really the Cordell Stewart days as a receiver with the Steelers in '95. They were the first team to go 5 wide. Now you see high school teams going 4 wide.
Did you have to mention Cordell Stewart and ruin a good broadcast? Just
Oh,
kidding.
come on.
No, Cordell had his moments in Pittsburgh.
But the sophistication of the offenses has really increased. Now on 1st down and 5, give is to Naratka. Tailback Nick Naratka, number 29. Off left tackle, gets a couple of yards. We'll set up a 2nd and short.
Takes Naratka, the ball carrier.
Place that down to the 37-yard line, so it's going to be Second down and 2 following that 3-yard pickup. We're just
Stop by
underway.
number
If you
85.
just tuned
Steve
in,
Garvin.
we've had a lot of action already. 8:43 remaining here in the first quarter, and the Raiders already on the board with a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage, a 50-yard run by Quindell Dean off the reverse. Now on second and short, bouncing off a tackler and struggling forward for the first down is Mike
Number
Wilson
32 for Uniontown, Mike Wilson.
across the 40-yard line.
Stopped by the Mustangs, number 4, Jimmy Blosser.
5-yard
number
pickup for
85.
Wilson, and the
Garvin.
Raiders move the chain. Been a tough year for
Gain of 5 on
Uniontown.
the plays of the 42
We
is the
certainly
first
had
down,
high hopes
Uniontown.
coming into the season, having made the playoffs 4 consecutive years ever since moving down to AAA in the Keystone Conference. Does not make the playoffs this year. Wilson with a haul. About an 8-yard pickup to midfield.
Number 32, Mike Wilson.
Tackle made there by
Midfield
Jimmy
line
Blosser.
picked up initially by number 7 for the Mustangs, Josh Taylor.
Second down and 2.
Gain of 8 on the play.
But as disappointing a season as it has been for the Red Raiders, if they could close out the year with back-to-back
Second down
wins
and 2.
against Albert Gallatin and Laurel Highlands, I don't know if I go as far to say now it's suddenly a successful season, but you know they got to be at least feeling good heading into the offseason. Now on second and 2, play action. Kesmarski back to pass, looking deep for Dean, and he's open. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Raiders. Quindell Dean, big play Dean.
Steve Kasparski to number 2, Quindell Dean.
And in the first quarter,
Pass for the touchdown.
Quindell saying this is my world. And you're just a squirrel trying to get a nut. The Raiders lead it 13-0. 50-yard touchdown run, and can you believe it, Jess Hudson? A 50-yard touchdown pass. Kesmarski to Dean. How's that for consistency? Grabowski's kick is up and through. 7 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We need to catch our breath. Let's take a break. Back in a flash, the score, Uniontown 14, Laurel Highlands nothing.
Jackson Farms is a proud sponsor of local area high school athletics. Farm fresh dairy products every day from our farm to your table. Fayette County's only farm dairy processor. Jackson Farms, Route 40 in New Salem.
9, Eric Gallagher.
Welcome back. It's
27,
Monday Night
Alex
Football,
Butler.
high school style with Chuck and Jess here on HSTV and the Red Raiders. With Quindell Dean making an early bid for the Davis & Davis player of the game. A 50-yard touchdown run on the first play from scrimmage, and he just pulled in a 50-yard touchdown pass beautifully delivered by quarterback Steve Kesmarski. The 5'10 junior laid that out, hit Dean in stride. He had a step on the LH backfield, caught it at the 20, and he was gone. And we are just 4.5 minutes into this game, and already the Raiders lead it 14-0. No onside kick this time, but it's a little pooch kick, and it's going to be bobbled by the up man, who just wisely falls on it after he did not catch it cleanly, I believe. I'm not sure who that was pulling it in, but I think it was Brandon George. Nice pass delivered by Steve Kesmarski, and one of the great things, Jess, about this great Uniontown-Laurel Highlands rivalry is you get these it's like the Civil War, brother against brother. You get this cross-town thing where people have associations with both schools and all kind of crazy things going on, and sometimes the allegiances, well, they can get a little mixed up. On first down, a little bit of room for Boda, and he'll pick up 3 yards. Second down and 7 for the Mustangs, and Jess Kesmarski is an example of that tonight, isn't he?
And what you're referring to, Chuck, is Steve dates a very pretty young cheerleader for the Mustangs, Leah Schau, the daughter of Mike and Linda Schau. And we talked a little bit with Leah before the game, but she says, hey, I'm rooting for the Mustangs. Steve can do okay, and he is, but we want the Mustangs to win.
As well she should, absolutely. Double sidecar out of the shotgun formation on 2nd and 7. They fake to Newman, and now Boda looking for room, and we'll get a couple of yards before he's pulled down by Oliver. And it will be 3rd down, and looks to be about 4 from the 38-yard line. Little tip for Stephen, if the Raiders do win tonight, young man, don't gloat.
Don't rub it in.
Don't gloat. That is the voice of experience talking there, okay?
Well, you had many a big win in your career, Chuck, so you would know.
I meant experience about getting in trouble with girls. I didn't mean experience with winning. 3rd down and 4. Shotgun formation. Joden, quarterback draw, steps away from one tackler and now dives forward. I don't think he made it, though. I think Naranka stepped up in time to keep Joden shy of the sticks. And if so, Laurel Highlands will have to punt it away. Going to get a measurement, but from here it doesn't even look close. In fact, this looks so clear from up here, Jess, that I'm not even going to make a prediction on it. It doesn't count towards my 8-0 record so far this year on predicting measurements.
Chuck, you're perfect, and of course, I think you're taking the safe way out, though. You know, you want to end the year perfectly, but I would agree with you.
You want me to count this, Jess? I'm telling you, he did not make the first down. It's short.
Yeah, it's way short.
I told you that was too easy. Okay, Jess, you made me take it. It's 9-0. I might get the double digits before the year's out.
Yards on the play for Joden. Now he 4th down to 1.
This is our final broadcast, of course, for the season. Unfortunately, I mentioned those Fayette County teams, and none of them qualifying for the playoffs. At least doesn't look like Laurel Highlands is going to make it, although we still think they may have an outside chance, but it doesn't look good. And so no playoff game for you this year, which means the next time you'll hear from old Jess and Chuck, basketball. Hey, are they going for it on 4th down, Jess?
It would appear that way.
Oh, boy, you can tell it's the last game of the year. You know it's Uniontown Laurel Highlands. They are pulling out all the stops on both sides, folks. We are in for a fun evening. They're going to go for it on 4th and about a foot in their own territory. Big gamble by Coach Nee. Will Joden just take the snap and sneak? No, he'll give it to the fullback Newman, who will move the sticks and more. He breaks the tackle. It's a foot race. And Tommy Newman will take it to the his house. It's a Mustang touchdown. We got a ball game, folks. Don't you dare go away. "58 yards, Tommy Newman." It's Big Play Central at the Mustang Corral. Our 3rd touchdown of 50 yards or more, and we're only midway through the first period with 5:39 left. Victor Fiano, the place kicker. And he bangs it up and through. 5:39 remaining in the first quarter. And the score now, Uniontown 14, Laurel Highlands 7. Jess Hudson, what's going on around here?
And I think it's fair to say both of these teams are not really known for their offense this year. Both teams scoring just about 15, 16 points a game. Not a real high-scoring team in high school football. But tonight, Chuck, 3 scores in less than 7 minutes. Let's hope we have a lot more of this action. Of course, the defensive coordinators on both teams are saying, no. Let's shut it down right now. But hey, we're happy to bring it to you. This is our final broadcast this year, as Chuck said. And it's been a lot of fun, Chuck. Hope we can do it again next year.
I'm certainly looking forward to that. Uniontown's highest point total this year, 27 points twice. Last week against Albert Gallatin, losing to Oct 28-27. LH has scored more than 20 only twice. Their highest outpoint, 32, but that was in a loss at Ringgold. So you're right, not a lot of offense from these two teams, but it looks like we're going to get some tonight at 14-7. Back to action, squib kick. Eventually someone's going to pick it up. Now Correll bobbled it, should just fall on it, tried to pick it up and gets splattered at about the 23-yard line. Dangerous by Correll there. When you don't get it the first time, you just need to fall on it. By the way, busy schedule of high school basketball. Referred to that before the long touchdown run. And we are looking forward to bringing you all kind of high school action with big seasons expected from the Uniontown Red Raiders, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, the Albert Gallatin Colonials. Don't forget Connellsville and Brownsville and Geibel and some others as well. Carmichael's, Mapletown. We're hoping to get them all to you. High school hoops, Jess Hudson, Don Havens, yours truly. We're looking forward to that on first down. The Raiders right up the middle, and this is Malcolm Jacobs. He was our Davis & Davis player of the game last week in that 27-20 victory that Uniontown had over Albert Gallatin. He picks up 2 yards on that play to the 25-yard line. Jess, I know for you, football is just the pregame show leading up to the real season that counts for you. I know you look forward to hoops.
Well, we both love hoops, Chuck.
Oh, I love it.
We enjoy the football camaraderie as well. A lot of great kids that we get to get in touch with. And
Let me just jump in real quick to say it looks like Laurel Highlands has jumped off sides for the second time tonight. Go right ahead.
just to finish, Chuck, it's just great to have the opportunity and all the comments we hear from our viewers. They really enjoyed last week's broadcast. Wes Ellis, the producer.
Big ups to Wes.
Talk about it, Chuck.
Oh, I'm telling you what, I without a doubt, the finest broadcast. And Wes is down there on the runway now. We're showing you some love, my man. But that was the finest football broadcast we have had here on HSTV. I was loving that. Mike Wilson is going to get the first down for the Raiders as he runs off tackle off the pitch and gets it up to about the 35-yard line. But we've been doing two cameras all year, been getting lots of great response from the two cameras and the instant replays we're showing and the halftime, the band performances at halftime. And then last week we one-upped it there with, the sideline reporter, don't want to forget that. Last week we one-upped it with 3 cameras. Now this week we've got 4 people here on the broadcast. I'm telling you what, Jess, we are getting big time at HSTV. First down for the Raiders. There's a dive play. Jacobs is going to pick up a couple. Now that I know Wes is listening now, I gotta give him a little direction here, because before the game, and I know we didn't get this on camera, Jess, but I'll tell you about some students that are pumped up. Before the game, I walked in front of the Laurel Highlands fans there in the front row, and they got their chant on. They were getting their Chuck Durso chant on. I loved it. So then I went over to the other side, Jess, and it was the Red Raider fans with their shirts off and painted, all the Raiders painted, and they started getting their Chuck Durso chant on. So we had dueling Chuck Durso chants from all the student bodies. I loved it.
And I was way far away, and I still heard all the commotion. You are the people's choice, Chuck. And while you talk about West giving him all those props, now's a good time to hit him for a raise, probably.
You know what? Isn't it funny? Can't see him now.
Yeah, he took off.
But we got to get, at some point here during the game, we got to get the cameras on those fans, because they got to get their HSTV chant on, and I know they want to chant for the cameras. So make sure we get those fans. They're easy to find. They're in the front row, and they have come to yell. And so far, the students from both sides have had a lot to yell about because of all the big plays. By the way, I guess we should mention what's going on the field, shouldn't we? Just Uniontown's called a timeout.
Oh, there's a football game going on?
There is a game going on. But these fans, I mean, they are pumped up, but you wouldn't expect anything else with Uniontown LH now, would you?
Well, a lot of these people are neighbors, and they see each other throughout the year many, many times, and just great fans in the greater Uniontown and viewing area, and we're just glad to be a part of it.
Well, we certainly are, and I'm telling you what, I'm getting excited, and I went to German Township High School. Why am I getting so excited? I just caught up in the atmosphere here.
Let's see, German consolidated in 1950.
Oh, man, you know how to hurt an old man. Here comes the pass to Dean. Look out. Breaks the tackle. Boy, he has such speed that every time he gets into open space, you have to just slide up to the edge of your seat. That's another first down for the Raiders. Their 5th first down of this first quarter. And the ball is spotted at the 47-yard line. Check that, 48-yard line. That was a 10-yard pickup.
With a pass like that, Dean gets to expand upon his individual athleticism.
Kevin Sanders, number 17, split to the far side. Boy, did he make a couple of beautiful catches last week. And now look out, look at that hit. But Naratka did not go down. He is gang tackled by a corral of Mustangs. Newman in on that play. Looks like Matt Chaplaski getting off the bottom of the pile, but he had plenty of help. Caleb Ramsey and others. 3-yard loss for Naratka.
Naratka, of course, are Davis & Davis Player of the Week in Game 1.
Yep.
And at 166 pounds, pound for pound, as strong as any football player we've seen this year, Chuck. Really a tough nut.
As opposed to you and I, we're just nuts.
We're bolts.
second down and 13. There's Sanders. We just talked about him. And another first down for the Raiders inside the 30-yard line.
And there's an example that we alluded to about 10 minutes ago, where sometimes if you underthrow the receiver is looking back at the ball. The defender is not until the very end, and the offensive receiver is able to make that adjustment. We see that a lot in the NFL, a little bit in college, and maybe that was the play there, or the thinking there.
Sorry about that. 27-yard pickup to Sanders, 2:50 on a turning clock here in the first quarter. The Raiders lead it by a touchdown. First and 10. And now a draw play. Naretka with room up the middle. Look out. He is going to go all the way. Another Red Raider touchdown.
For the touchdown,
28 yards. Nick Naretka. And the Raiders, who have not scored more than 27 points all season long, already up to 20 in the first quarter.
Chuck, they're at 200 yards, 198 yards. They've had 3 possessions, and they've scored on 50, 71, 77-yard drives, if you want to call them that.
Now we have a little something going on here on the snap, and I don't know what happened there, but not the way it was drawn up. The ball just kind of went not where it was supposed to go. And so the extra point is no good, but with 2 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter, keep in mind that extra point, though, the way this game's going, we're going to get a lot of points on the board. The extra points could be key, but Jess, we can talk about Quindell Dean, and how about Steve Kazmarski 3 for 3, and Sanders makes the big catch, and Naretka, of course, with the long run. But how about some props as we take a look at this touchdown again, Jess? The offensive line, Jess, now I know I couldn't, but I know you could have scored through that hole. Look at that hole that Naretka has to go right up the middle.
Right up the gut. Basically almost untouched, Chuck. Maybe he was untouched, but great job by the offensive line. The Mustangs really trying to get to the quarterback on that one. The perfect call at the perfect time.
On a first down and 10, too, to go with the draw play. And I mentioned Robert Chaney, of course, the excellent sports writer and a longtime friend of mine, a fellow Penn Stater, and Albert Gallatin alum, I guess. I mean, I'm German Township. But anyway, Rob, who's a couple booths over here in the press box, just handed me a note, said, what was the over-under on this game? Whatever it is, we're over. We are officially over here in the first quarter. Well, let's have a kickoff. We had quite a few of those here in this first period. Grabowski boots it deep to the 15-yard line. Now here comes Yager from the 10 across the 20, but not much on that return. He will be dropped at the 23-yard line. Tackled right there by James Williams. Walter Richardson on that play as well. And the Mustangs will now take over with 2:33 left here in this first quarter. And without a doubt, we've had a couple of close games this year. Not as many as we wish we would have had, but you can't control that. But we've had a couple of close games, including the last few weeks. I don't know if this one's going to be close, but no doubt it's been the most exciting quarter we've had so far this season. First and 10 from the 23, and whistles blow at the snap.
Officials timeout.
Well, this is just an official timeout here, apparently not a penalty. And I'm not sure what that was about. Although he motioned over to the sideline in the direction of the Uniontown band, who was banging some drums there, and maybe he told him they couldn't be doing that before the snap. I don't know. I'm just guessing. That's just a guess. I don't know. Now we're ready. Shotgun on first and 10. Why not? It's been wide open so far. Give us to Boda. No, it's a keeper, and Joden with room. Up near the 30-yard line.
Joden from Laurel Highlands.
Good solid hit there by William Delsignor. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. That's a 6-yard pickup.
44, William Delsignor. A gain of 6.
Well, Joden has been a weapon
To the 29
on the
yard
ground early on here with 21 yards on 4 rushes here in the first period. Now second down and 4. And here comes the pitch. And Boda. Little cutback, little hurdle, and a first down for the Mustangs.
Stopped by number 59.
Ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. Darren Ketter made that stop.
To the
Following the 6-yard pickup for Boda, who has 22 yards on 4 carries. Laurel Highlands has moved the ball effectively on the ground. Their one score, of course, the 58-yard touchdown run by Tommy Newman. LH has 3 first downs in the first quarter. That's not bad until you look at Uniontown with 7. A lot of offense early on. Now play action. Joden will throw it out into the flat, wide open. Newman, and he's in the open field again. Breaks a tackle into Uniontown territory. John Farrell tried to lay the smackdown on him, and Newman just shrugged him off. Brian Crawford finally on the tackle at the 42-yard line.
23 on the play and a
23-yard pickup, first completed pass of the night for Joden. And Newman has been the big play guy so far here early on for the Mustangs. A minute 12 on a turning clock here in the first quarter. Mustangs trail by 13. Out of the gun, here comes the run. This time they do give it to Boda, who breaks the tackle and struggles
Alex
forward.
Boda from Laurel Highlands.
Looks to have about 4 or 5 yards
Stopped
before he's
by
pulled down
number
by
11,
Corral.
Jeff Corral.
And we're in the final minute of the period. What a first quarter it has been. A whole lot of fun.
A gain of 4.
And both teams are sharp, Chuck, and what I mean by that
Second
is
and 6.
on our broadcast this entire year, by now we would have 3, 4,
Ball at the
5, 6
Raiders
penalties.
38-yard line.
I don't believe we've had one yet this first quarter, have we?
Well, 2 against the Mustangs.
Oh,
2
two, I'm sorry.
offsides penalties. Uniontown has been infraction-free thus far. It's second down and 6. Mustangs in the I formation. Give us to the tailback, and that's Boda, and he has some room. He'll be
Alex
stopped
Boda
just
again for the
short
Mustangs.
of the first down. Naratka on that tackle. A little bit of help from Oliver, and that's going to be the final play
Stop by
of the
number
first period
3.
as we are under 10 seconds remaining, and the clock will run out. What a first quarter, folks. I know you've enjoyed it. Don't you dare go anywhere. Second quarter
Number
action
36
coming
on
up.
our right,
Uniontown 20, Laurel Highlands 7. And before we take a break, let's head down to the sideline.
And
What you
that
got
is
for
our
us,
first
fellas?
quarter action with the score. Now back to
All right, here with some fairly crazy guys. I guess it's possibly one of the coldest games that we've had all season. You guys here? So are you cold? You're shaking.
Yeah, freezing.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm really cold.
Okay, here's probably the most important question I think I'm going to ask you guys. Who's going to win tonight?
Well, if you take a look at the scoreboard now, that's the way the rest of the game's going to go, too.
All right, what do you think about that? He thinks Uniontown's going to win. What do you think?
Well, according to the run we just made, I'd say that's about to change here in about one play.
Okay, and now I have...
I'm going to agree with my partner right here.
Uniontown's going to... Okay, well, I have...
I got a comment. Right. Since this guy's wearing sunglasses at night, they don't know much. So I say we're coming back, and we're going to win in the fourth.
All right, well, here's a competition that you guys can settle right now. Which side's the loudest?
Oh, LH.
All right, well,
hey,
go ahead, demonstrate for
you
us.
got more people, but you've been quiet all game.
All right, demonstrate. Let's see who's loudest. Go ahead.
Ah, Uniontown! Uniontown! We got the
I think it's definitely a draw. Reporter Matt Malik has been on the sidelines. He's got some analysis from the first quarter. Matt?
Well, it's been an exciting first half here at Laurel Highlands High School. Uniontown's got off to a quick start, scoring on their first 2 possessions. Laurel Highlands needed to answer, and they did with the big run, but Uniontown scored again, and it's been all Red Raiders here in the first quarter. Well, more in the second quarter coming up right after this.
The Uniontown Chiropractic Center is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Dr. Breakiron, Dr. Sturdivant, and Dr. Gaudio have combined 41 years of experience. They offer a wide range of chiropractic services, including therapy and exercise rehabilitation. Dr. Breakiron and Dr. Gaudio are certified sports physicians.
For almost 25 years, Davis & Davis has been providing legal help for local people involved in accidents, trip and fall, defective products, drunk driving victims. Get the help you need at Davis & Davis, a team of professionals working for you.
Quarter of play, it's going to be a third and short for the Mustangs from the 23-yard line. They need to get to the 32 from the 33. They need to get to the 32, and Yager steps away from one tackle. Struggles forward, appears to have the first down, but hold on 1 second. As you saw in your living room, you saw that yellow hanky come flying through. So let's see what the call is. It's going to be holding against the Mustangs. So that's going to nullify the first down. We'll have to march off 10 yards. LH will be in a passing situation on 3rd and long. Leading rusher in the first period of play was Tommy Newman with 61 yards for the Mustangs, 58 of them, however, coming on one play, the touchdown run, LH's lone score of the first quarter. The leading receiver for the Mustangs, also Newman, he caught the only completed pass of the quarter, a 23-yard reception. Joden, 1 of 2 passing in the first period. Now we're at the 42-yard line. 43, actually. 3rd and 11. There's your middle screen, and that's going to work for a first down inside the 30-yard line. Another flag comes in late.
James Wilhelm for Laurel Highlands.
James Wilhelm will be tackled by Sanders at the 20-yard line, but we're going to have to hold on again and see what this infraction is. This one was in the defensive backfield. And this is going to be an illegal block on the Mustangs. So we're going to have to wait and see it. It would be, I would imagine, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So it still may be a first down for Laurel Highlands. We'll have to see where the ball is set up here. Hey, Jess, you know that guy behind you there?
That's the former voice of the Mustangs, George Von Benko, former Cincinnati Bearcat broadcaster. Of course, he's rooting for the Mustangs, so we're neutral here, so we got to get him out of here.
I thought he was just here to check up on you.
Well, some people think he is my dad, so hopefully I haven't broken curfew.
Oh. 23-yard gain to Wilhelm, and then you take 10 yards back from the penalty, but it's still good enough for a first down. So with the ball set at the 30-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Joden on first down, looking deep. And, miscommunication there, and Quindell Dean with the interception at the 1-yard line. Someone zigged when they should have zagged. Wilhelm was out there in the pattern, but Wilhelm broke it off on a square out, and Joden thought he was going to keep heading for the flag pattern. And Quindell Dean with 2 touchdowns in the first quarter and the pick here in quarter number 2.
Is that what they call a miscommunication?
I believe so. But you and I would be familiar with that.
Incredibly familiar.
We miscommunicate all the time with each other.
Goodness.
Well, the good news for Laurel Highlands is Dean fell as he was going backwards to make that interception, so the ball is spotted at the 2-yard line. If he could have kept his feet, he might have been able to get at least some kind of return. Now we'll get the dive play. Malcolm Jacobs just trying to give the Raiders a little bit of space here, but he won't give them much space on that play. Maybe a yard. That's all.
Malcolm Jacobs.
Leading rusher for the Red Raiders in the first quarter was Nick Naratko with 28 yards on 3 carries. Like Newman, though, they all came on 1 carry. He had a 28-yard touchdown run. He had 0 yards on the other 2. Leading receiver was Quindell Dean with 2 receptions for 60 yards, including 1 touchdown. 2nd down and 9. Now here comes Naratka, and he won't get much yardage. And I got to correct myself. I said Naratka was the leading rusher. Of course, that's not true. Dean was the leading rusher because he carried the ball in the reverse for 50 yards. So he was the leading rusher and the leading receiver. And Kesmarski, a perfect 3 for 3 for 87 yards passing in that first quarter. A whole lot of offense, but nothing on these couple of plays as Naratka stopped for no gain. So now it's 3rd down and 9. Got to be careful. If you throw, you're throwing out of your own end zone. Wouldn't be surprised if they just run it. Kesmarski does throw out of his own end zone. Looking for Dean, but that ball well overthrown, but wisely so, as he was getting a little bit of heat in the end zone and quickly got rid of it. So the Raiders will have to punt it away, and the Mustangs, and as I mentioned, after the interception, the good news, they had Uniontown pinned back. Now they can get some good field position.
And a good defensive sequence for the Mustangs. We'll see if they go after the punt or if they're going to set up the return here.
Back for Laurel Highlands, number 27, Alex Boda.
Mustangs' first success defensively tonight. Not a lot of room here. You don't have the usual 15 yards for the punt. A little bit of pressure. Grabowski runs it out. It's going to hit at the 30. Take a little bit of a Raider roll and be down around the 38-yard line.
Down at the 38-yard line by
Williams.
Number 22, James Williams.
Great field position for the Mustangs with 9 minutes and 42 seconds remaining here in the second period. You're watching high school football on Herald Standard Television, and this wonderful high school broadcast being made possible by our good friends from Davis & Davis. Also Uniontown Chiropractic, Jackson Farms, Apothecary Pharmacy, and Valley National Gases. Our thanks to all the great sponsors all season long who brought you high school football into your living room here on Herald Standard Television. Now 1st and 10 as we resume action for the Mustangs. It is to the tailback, off left tackle, a little bit of a crease, closes up quickly as Farrell steps up to make the hit, but a nice effort by Boda to struggle forward for a couple of yards after contact. You like those yards after contact, and that's a 5-yard pickup.
A gain of 4 on the play.
2nd down and 5 from the 33-yard line. 20-7, the Raiders with the lead. Big plays galore all 4 touchdowns in the first quarter, 28 yards or more, 3 of them from 50 yards or more. Now Boda on second down, not much more there.
Boda once again for the Mustangs.
Nate Muzica was in on that tackle, and Aaron Oliver gets up off the bottom of the pile as well. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line. So just 1 yard there. It will be third down and 4.
Gain of 2. Stopped by number 54, Nate Muzica for Uniontown.
Got to suspect that this is
The third down and 4.
4-down territory for the Mustangs. See what they call here on third down out of the shotgun. Trips to the far side. Single wide out down below. Going to run the ball. And Boda has room. First down and a foot race down the sideline. One man to beat. Tries to push him out of bounds and does. Zach Saka saves the touchdown, but it's at the 1 yard line. Another big play, this time for the Mustangs. Well, I know who won't be happy tonight. The concessions stand won't be happy. Nobody dares go get anything at the concession stand tonight. You're going to miss 3 or 4 big plays. 31-yard run by Boda, who has 68 yards on 9 carries early on. Will he get the ball here? Yauger's at the top of the eye. Newman is the fullback. They'll give it to Newman. He has 1 long touchdown run, and now a short touchdown plunge from 1 yard out. Tommy Newman into the end zone for the second time tonight. Tommy Newman says, respect my authority.
2 touchdowns for Newman tonight. I believe Tommy's mother is Renee, one of my former students at Penn State Fayette. Saw her tonight looking very well. I'm sure she's proud of her son.
For Laurel Highlands, Victor Piano.
Piano's kick. Up and through, and with 8 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first half. The score is Uniontown 20, Laurel Highlands 14. And not that we want to harp on it all night long, but again, don't forget, both teams have scored nothing but touchdowns, but Uniontown did miss 1 extra point, so that certainly has to loom in the back of your mind. What a game so far, Jeff.
Yeah, and that sequence for Laurel Highlands set up by a great defensive stand. Uniontown, Dean picks off a Mustang pass, falls at the 2 yard line. The Raiders hold them to 1 yard, 3 and out. The Mustangs start with great field position at their plus 38, and Newman takes it over for the score. 20-14, Chuck. I would have thought that might have been a score we would have had towards the end of the game. But again, good thing we're not defensive coordinators. We'd have more gray hair or less hair in my case than I already have. So go offense.
Well, I've always said you're an offensive coordinator, Jess. You don't, I know on the basketball
very
court.
offensive.
Yeah, I know on the basketball court you stress defense, but you seem to like that wide open stuff here on the football field. So I know you're loving this game tonight so far. 8:20 left here in the first half, and we resume action now. The Raiders' turn. Let's see what they can do. Here comes Quindell Dean. Big play Dean so far tonight, and he spins away from 1 tackler and drives forward to about the 30. That's where the Raiders will take over with the 6-point lead.
Dean takes the ball from the 13-yard line, moves it up near around the 30 to 31-yard line, where Uniontown
Our
begins
final
first
football
and 10.
broadcast of the season, and boy, what fun we've had this year. And I have no hesitation in saying with all sincerity, the most enjoyable season we've had yet to work together, Jess, for a football season. Boy, we've had a lot of fun, and it's been great.
It's just a great opportunity that HSTV not only provides us, Chuck, and our crew, but to bring it into the homes of many, many in our viewing area.
On 1st and 10 now, Uniontown's turn. To pass on first down, Kesmarski looking deep for Dean. Tries to reach with one hand and could not pull it in. Good coverage by Josh Taylor. It will be second down and 10. Well, Jess, you know, man, I'm just a big goof. You know, I'm just here to have fun, man. I'm just here to watch these games and just have a big old ball, and it has been a ton of fun. And I can't wait for basketball because you know I really get excited then because then you get up close and personal with the fans. You get right down there, and you know me. I can't wait. I'm gonna jump in the stands again. Look out! Get ready, fans. Get ready for me. Second down and 10. Square out. Sanders up and gets it. And that's a Raider first down.
Caught by number 17.
I'm going to tell you something, Jeff. Kevin Sanders last week made the play of the year. That catch he made with one hand I had to watch it on HSTV because I had to see it in slow-mo replay. I couldn't believe he pulled it down. Now, we don't do slow-mo, but you get what I'm saying. I could not believe he made that catch.
And a point not to be overlooked there, that was an outstanding throw for a 16-year-old high school junior quarterback as well, Steve Kazmarski.
He's almost up to 100 yards passing on the night at 99, but look out. He's hit. The ball is loose. Naratka saves disaster for the Raiders. Caleb Ramsey, the freshman, 6'3", 195, came in almost untouched.
And Caleb said, great playing football with you, but I want to get on to hoops too. Caleb, a rising potential star in the Mustang system, not only in football, but also in hoops.
And we will see him during the basketball season. Certainly look forward to that. Okay, second down and long. Here comes Dean on that quick out pattern. See what he can do offensively. Picks up about 9 yards. It's going to be third down and 11 from there with under 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Let's go down to the sideline and see what's shaking down there, guys.
Okay, thanks, guys. We're here with Alex Boda's mom. Alex is a senior, right?
Yes.
So, and how do you feel about that? This is his last football game here at LH.
It's heartwarming. It's heartbreaking. It's kind of hard to put into words. We were just expecting so much for him, and we're finally got a chance that he's finally got to show what he can do here, and we're proud of him. We're all proud of him.
You know, I've noticed, I've been sitting here with you for a few minutes, and you're kind of an active fan, kind of into the game, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. All of us, the whole family, we've been here for a long time.
Okay.
7 years.
Alex, have any after high school plans that you know of right now?
He'd like to be a state policeman, so we're hoping he's been wanting to be a state policeman since he was in first grade, so we'll see what happens.
Excellent. Well, we'll make sure that you're not going to miss any more of the game. Thanks for talking with us.
No problem.
All right, back to the booth, guys.
All right, thanks a lot. Boy, I'll tell you what, that's just what we're talking about, too, Jess. How much fun it's been here. Great sideline reporting this year on the games, and they are on top of everything. Justin and Matt, double duty down on the sideline. Now third down and 11 as we're back to action. Play action. Kazmarski, plenty of time. Looking deep for Dean, double coverage, and that pass just a little bit too strong.
Steve Kazmarski's passing completed.
And the Raiders will have to punt it away. Taylor and Yauger on the coverage.
Fourth down.
So for the second straight time, the Raiders will have to punt. Laurel Highlands starting to build a little momentum. Now, that wasn't a 3 and out. The Raiders did get one first down. But LH now, Mustang maniacs out here in the stands, got to start to feel like things may be turning their way. Nice eye. Boda will call for the fair catch at the 24-yard line, and that's where the Mustangs will take over with 6 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the second period. Mustangs trail by 6.
And the Raiders, as we alluded, 198 yards on their first 3 possessions, 3 scores. Their last 2 possessions, only a total of 12 yards. So the Mustangs, tightening up that defense, perhaps made an adjustment or two, and the Mustangs are right back in this game, only down 6 points.
5208. It's a gray Suzuki once again, FHM 5.
Caleb Ramsey, the freshman, made the big play there after the first down for the Raiders. That sack on first and 10.
Thank you.
That ended, for all intents and purposes, that drive. And now Boda going to try to cut back. He'll squirt forward for a yard. Gang tackle there by a whole lot of Raiders. Crawford and Zika in on that tackle. I think Del Signor may have made the first hit. Second down and 9.
A gain of a yard. Second and
4 wide for the Mustangs. Boda in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Quick out. Pass is completed. Uniontown has tried this with their number 2, Kendall Dean. This time it's Greg Ports, number 2 for the Mustangs, and he'll pick up a few yards, but we'll get a third and intermediate distance from around the 30-yard line. 5-yard pickup. It'll be third and 4, and that's not bad if you're going to be on third down in a third down situation. You don't mind third and 4s.
A gain of 5 on the play.
3 of 5 for 50 yards.
To the 29-yard line.
So far here in the first half, 1 interception. Trips to the near side. Brad Pegg, your single wide out to the far side, now whistles
And we
it
have a
out.
timeout, Laurel
And the
Highlands.
Mustangs are going to call a timeout. That's their first of the first half, 4:52 remaining. In the half, 20-14, the Raiders with the lead. And boy, this has been a lot of fun, Jess. And again, it always is when these two teams play. And we, of course, go, I know we're talking a lot about basketball, but that's because basketball season's coming up. We always look forward to Uniontown LH because of the atmosphere when those two teams play. And because you're indoors, it always seems maybe just a little bit more electric. Here we're in the wide open spaces, but still, you can feel it when Uniontown and LH compete in any sport, and certainly in football.
Well, these schools only 1 mile away, and this rivalry started back in around 1966, 67, when the consolidation occurred. I believe that date is somewhat correct. We could get Von Benko in here. He could tell us. But, Chuck, real quickly, you know that these teams, even though they're out of the playoffs, they lost some very close competitive games on both sides of the ball, both Uniontown and Laurel Highlands. A lot of young players here, so hopefully they will come back next year and give it a much better run.
Back to action now following the timeout. It's 3rd down and 4. Trips to the near side. Joden rolling that way. He's going to keep it and run. No, he threw the ball and it was intercepted by Crawford. Intercepted. Ryan Crawford at the 38-yard line. Sets up shot for the Raiders. I thought, Joden, as you take a look at this again, I thought he was going to run the ball. And in fact, he was very close to the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
Uniontown begins 1st and 10.
And in retrospect, he'd have been better off if he would have hung on to it, because look at Crawford. That was a gift. That ball was just thrown right into his mitts. Now the Raiders, after the Mustangs, as I mentioned, seem to be building momentum, seem to be taking control of the game. Now the Raiders with a great chance to extend their advantage. Naratka off left tackle for a couple.
Number 29.
Tackled by Brian Matthews.
Stopped by the
At
Mustangs.
the 35-yard line. That's a 3-yard pickup.
And number 73, Brian Matthews.
4:20 on a turning clock. Raiders by 6.
To the 35-yard
To the
line.
line of scrimmage in a tight
Second and
formation
7.
on a 2nd down and 7. There's a quick hitter up the middle. Malcolm Jacobs with good yardage across
Number 15,
the 30. He'll be
Malcolm
very
Jacobs,
close to the
stopped by the
sticks.
Mustangs, number
Looks to
36,
be
Matt
just shy.
Shipowski.
Plowski on the tackle.
To the
Put
29-yard
that down
line.
to the 29-yard line. It will be 3rd down and 1. Been a big play first
Third
half
down and 1.
from both sides, and this is a play, Jess, where you have to be careful defensively on these 3rd and shorts. If a running back can squirt through the line, he can not only get the first down, but take it all the way. So the potential for a big play here. But no, they get a big play defensively as Jacobs is stopped well short of the first down. Very nice tackle by Caleb Ramsey again, but hold on. There is laundry on the lawn, but it will be holding against the Raiders. And Scott Nee will have to make a decision here. Interesting call, because if you decline the penalty, it sets up 4th down, but it will be 4th and 1 for the Raiders. Do you want 4th and 1, Jess, or do you want 3rd and 11?
Well, you know what I want, Chuck, and they're doing that. If it would have been 4th and 5 or 4th and long, and it would have been on the Raiders side of the field, perhaps they would have declined it. But Uniontown in 4-down territory, so I believe that the Mustangs really had no choice but to move them back.
And it's a battle of flags down below as the Raiders mascot waving their flag. The Mustang mascot, she's waving her flag. You got fans on both sides cheering. Oh, it's Uniontown, Laurel Highlands. I love it. 3rd down and 11. Blitz. Ramsey. And this pass almost intercepted as Kazmarski, under serious pressure, tried to dump it off, and Josh Riddell had it in his hands, but couldn't hang on. That was very similar to the interception that Crawford had, but Rydell, the difference was Rydell could not hang on to it. So now it's 4th and 11. And Coach Fortuna not going to go for it at the 39. Very, I think, wisely going to kick it away, and the Mustangs want to call a timeout because I think they were prepared for Uniontown to go for it. But with 3:11 left in the half, Jess, I think it's a smart move to try to pin Laurel Highlands back. They got to think field position here late in the half.
I would agree with you. And Uniontown somewhat hesitated And then as they rushed on the field, Laurel Highlands had to wait before they subbed, and thus they caused Laurel Highlands to call a timeout. We'll add to what we said a couple of minutes ago. Uniontown in their first 3 possessions, 198 yards, all 3 scores. Their last 3 possessions, 1, 11, and minus 2 yards. So they have 10 yards in their last 3 possessions, 198 in their first 3. The Mustangs have taken control of this game defensively, and that's why they're back in it. And perhaps if they field the punt here, don't turn it over, perhaps they can tie it up before halftime or even take the lead.
That holding penalty was the Raiders' first penalty of the night, but it was a big one because without it, they would have had 4th and 1 from the 29, probably would have gone for it. But instead, they're going to punt it away. We think. Who knows tonight? Could be a fake, but there's not. Oh, a nice, high, booming punt. Boda will let it hit inside the 5. Oh, beautiful backspin. Tiger Woods couldn't have done it any better. Laid it, he wins the closest to the pin competition. That ball is at the 1 yard line, and you just don't get any better than that, Jess Hudson.
That spin kind of looked like a Willie Moscone shot. Chuck, what do you think?
Wow, you're really pulling out the old school references here. A little billiards reference. Little George Thorogood bad to the bone video reference, huh? Remember that video, right?
No, you're over my head, Chuck.
Oh, come on, Willie Moscone. Bad to the bone. Right. 1 yard line, and now it's LH that has to be careful. Pinned deep into their own territory. Uniontown was pinned back at their 2 earlier. 3 plays later had to punt. LH had good field position and drove for a touchdown. Now the Raider defense will try to do the same thing, but Newman is able to push the line forward. That's good yardage on first down. He got 4 yards. That's what you want if you're LH.
I think LH just wants to eat up the clock here as much as they can. If they can move the sticks, great. But I don't think they'll, worry about scoring unless they can get out away from their end zone. Of course, they do start the second half with the ball. So just want to get out of here with no more Uniontown scoring, and I think they'll be happy.
Excellent point. The Raiders do have 2 timeouts they could use defensively if they choose. And now here comes Boda, and he squirts through the line and breaks the tackle, and then the ball comes loose. It's a scramble. I think the Mustangs have it.
From Laurel Highlands.
They do. Tommy Newman, what a first half he's played for the Mustangs with 2 touchdown runs, but just that play may be bigger than both of them. Boda had a huge gain there. He had squirted through the line, and who knows how far he'd have gone down the sideline. One thing, though, you're going to have the ball with
11-yard line, a gain of 6, and it's a 1st and 10. Mustangs.
Well, it's a cool night, and maybe we're at that point where the dew and the condensation starts to come in, where the ball gets a little slippery. But Newman, Johnny on the spot.
Among the impressive first half numbers, Boda 75 yards rushing on 11 carries. We're now under 2 minutes left in the half. LH will keep it conservative. Newman will dive into the line. Just picks up a yard or 2. Now, I don't think that Coach Fortuna would call a timeout here yet. I was going to say he might wait till after the second down play, but you know what? He is going to call one here. And there's a good reason to do that, because you call the timeout here, and then again after second down, and if it's 3rd and long, maybe LH tries to throw for it, throws an incomplete pass to stop the clock. So if your strategy is to call the timeouts to get the ball back, I think it does make sense to do it on 1st and 2nd down. What LH does on this next play, of course, would play a large role in determining how Coach Fortuna proceeds from here. It's 20-14. Now, you mentioned, and it was an excellent point, that LH gets the ball to start the second half. So if you're Uniontown, if you could get a late score, you'd like to. Ball is at the 13-yard line. Uniontown has 1 timeout remaining. Laurel Highlands, by the way, if they were to, say, hit a big play and get the ball up near midfield or so, they also just have 1 timeout left if they find themselves in a situation where they might think about a last-second score, although I agree with you, Jess. Right now, they're just thinking about trying to run some time off the clock. Now, they come out in the 4-wide shotgun formation. Let's see if they just try the run with Boda, which they have done often. Well, it'll be the quarterback draw, and Joden has room up the middle on the first down. Across the 25. That'll stop the clock with 1:34. They finally stop the clock at 1:34. First down for the Mustangs. And they have almost evened up the first down stats now at 8-7 unofficially.
Gain of 11 on the play.
Ball at the 24-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup. And now LH, if they could hit another big play, they could start to think about putting more points on the board. And they are in a passing formation on first down as the clock resumes under 1.5 minutes left. Joden on a roll. Throwing for the sideline, and that pass is caught, forced, out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:20 and another Mustang first down across the 35-yard line.
That was a well-executed play. Combination of two things. They pick up the first down, and they stop the clock, which is of equal importance. So the Mustangs, close to midfield, Uniontown may end up regretting calling that timeout about 25 seconds ago.
Exactly. I still think it was the right thing to do, but it's one of those things where then if your defense doesn't make some plays for you, then you start wishing you hadn't done it. Trips to the far side with 1:20 remaining. First and 10 for the Stangs. Rolling right. A little bit of pressure. Wide open. And that pass is caught across the middle by Wilhelm. That's his second reception. They do not get the first down, though, so they're going to have to go into the hurry-up.
A gain of 9 on the play.
9-yard pickup. Second down. 1 minute, and now under 1 minute.
47-yard line.
Not quite enough giddy-up in this Mustang hurry-up right now. Just one timeout remaining. Pump fake, under pressure, and down he goes. Sack is made by Aaron Oliver. And now LH forced to burn their final timeout after that sack. Back at the 39-yard line, it will be third down and 19.
And we have a timeout, Laurel Highlands.
First sack of the night for the Raiders, and Aaron Oliver, as you see, coming in pretty much untouched. Joden trying to get away from him, but by the time he saw him, it was too late. And a nice tackle there by Oliver.
782-000.
Looked like Joden was pump faking and hoping for his wideout to stop and go. The wideout stopped, but didn't go, and maybe he wasn't supposed to, but that's what it looked like Joden was looking for in that instance.
And that's the kind of pattern also that takes a little time to develop, so you have to give your quarterback enough time, even if the receiver does run the pattern correctly, and that time he just didn't have time. The Raiders have not been able to put a lot of pressure on the Mustangs tonight, but they certainly did there. Well, the Mustangs are ready, but the training staff for Uniontown's not off the field yet. Now we're ready to resume action. 42 seconds remaining. It's third down, and I said 19 a few moments ago. Third and 9, of course. They need to get to the 48-yard line. Line of scrimmage is 39. Looking for the middle screen again. And here comes Yager, and he will get the first down as he stumbles across midfield. They'll stop the clock with 33 seconds remaining at the 49-yard line. LH has to hurry up because they do not have any timeouts, so they cannot stop the clock unless they spike the ball.
Gain of 13 in the first.
They don't look like they're going to spike the ball, though. They're in a shotgun formation, and you wouldn't spike it from there. Down to 25 seconds now as the clock is running again. I think they should have got up to the line and spiked it. Now a long fade pattern, near side, and that is incomplete. Intended receiver was Randy Rankin. Terrell was on the coverage, and it will be second down with 18 seconds remaining.
And Chuck, we're not trying to criticize, but tell me if I'm wrong. In that situation, when you are at the line of scrimmage and you're waiting for the snap, don't you just go hut and snap it right away? You don't take 4, 5, 6, 8 seconds to try to confuse the defense. You just get up there and hut, and you go and snap it on the first count.
I agree, but in the shotgun, you're trained, that you got to make sure everybody's set, and that's why I say you just put the quarterback up to the line, take a direct snap, and spike it. Who cares about burning off the down this late in the half? That saves time. Then you go into the huddle and set up the play. But at any rate, it's second down and 10. From the gun, Joden was looking deep. Now pressure. Going to have to try to get away, but he won't do it. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Darren Ketter with the second Raider sack of the possession, and now the Mustangs will just let the clock run out. 3, 2, 1, and done. And that will end the first half. What a half it was, though. A lot of excitement. 27 combined points in the first quarter. Just 7 in the second quarter, but still a very exciting half. Those 7 put on the board by the Mustangs. So we definitely have a game at the half. The score, the Uniontown Red Raiders 20, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs 14. We go down to the field, the flavor of high school marching bands. Our halftime show next on HSTV.
With winter just around the corner, it's time to call Valley National Gases to get your propane tank filled. As the most reliable propane supplier in the area, Valley National Gases offers the most competitive prices around. Don't get left out in the cold. Make sure you call Valley National Gases today.
Injured in an auto accident? The hometown team at Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law has been helping local people recover from their injuries since 1976. And there's no fee unless you recover. Davis & Davis, a team of professionals working for you.
Michelle Concher and Richard McCoy, with auxiliary director Liam Brock.
Jackson Farms is a proud sponsor of local area high school athletics. Farm fresh dairy products every day from our farm to your table. Fayette County's only farm dairy processor. Jackson Farms, Route 40 in New Salem.
The Uniontown Chiropractic Center is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Dr. Break Iron, Dr. Sturdivant, and Dr. Gaudio have combined 41 years experience. They offer a wide range of chiropractic services, including therapy and exercise rehabilitation. Dr. Break Iron and Dr. Gaudio are certified sports physicians.
Take the field.
You don't have to drive to Pittsburgh to get quality legal services. The hometown team of Davis & Davis will even come to your home to help with your case. You can count on Davis & Davis, a team of professionals working for you.
Well, once again, as usual, great halftime show here on HSTV as we take a look at the Red Raider and the Mustang marching bands. And right now, we're going to take a look at the halftime statistics as we put those up on the board for you. Jess Hudson, as you take a look there, it would be nice if we could have broken it down by quarter, because I think what you would have noticed was Uniontown with the big numbers in the first quarter, and then Laurel Highlands with the big numbers in the second quarter. Rushing advantage for Laurel Highlands. Uniontown had a 7-3 edge in first downs in the first quarter. Laurel Highlands the 7-1 edge in the second quarter. But you see LH with the rushing advantage. Uniontown a slight passing advantage. 4 penalties didn't help the Mustang cause, and neither did the 2 turnovers. Those bottom 2 columns explain why Uniontown leads by 6.
Yeah. If you just tuned in the second quarter and didn't know what had happened in the first, you'd think Morrill was way ahead in this, but Uniontown off to a great start. A big kickoff return to start the game, out to midfield. Quindell Dean, 50 yards. He takes it on the reverse, was it?
Right.
Takes it yard, 50 yards and scores. Uniontown's defense holds LH. Uniontown gets it back. They score. They score again. So Uniontown 3 for 3 on their first 3 possessions, 198 yards. And then, since then, only 11 yards on their last 3 possessions. And they have not found the end zone in quite some time. Laurel Highlands will start with...
And once again, a reminder that Southeast Township Sports Network will televise this game tomorrow at 1 p.m. and then again on Sunday evening at 6 p.m. on CU TV, Channel 21.
Outgained Uniontown 246 to 209, and really, in that second quarter, Laurel Highlands somewhat owned it.
By the way, further proof that I am not a math teacher, I said the last 2 columns, and of course those would be the last 2
Back to
rows.
receive for the Mustangs. Begin the second half, number 27.
Turnovers. That
Alex Rhoda, number 29, Eric Yager.
Well,
and picking off for the Uniontown Red Raiders, number 18, Ryan Rabowski.
Well, I'm a gym guy. I didn't catch that either.
Of course, people who hear me talk wonder how I ever could teach language arts, too. By the way, before the second half kickoff, we want to just thank Laurel Highlands Athletic Director Mark John for his hospitality and for helping us out here, even though they didn't announce the game being televised on HSTV over the public address.
Well, maybe we need to give it to him, Chuck.
That may be so. That's true. No, seriously, though, we thank Mark for putting us up here and treating us right. Now we're underway for the second half. And here comes Eric Yager.
Eric Yager takes the ball at the 11-yard line, moves it up to the 35-yard line, where he is stopped there by number 11, Jeff Carell.
Pretty good.
Laurel Highlands begins first and 10.
Return, well, actually, wait to see where they're going to spot it. Okay, 35. I thought it was 35. Saw those officials standing at the 30, and that's what had me a little confused for a moment. That doesn't take much. So 35 is where we'll start. The Mustangs, first and 10. Uniontown leads it 20-14. And shotgun on first down, and here comes Boda. He's been the big rusher in that first half, and he gets good yardage on first down.
Alex
across
Boda
the
from Laurel Highlands.
40-yard line. Alex Boda carried the ball 11 times for 75
number
yards.
36,
Leading
Ryan
rusher
Crawford,
for the
initially
Mustangs,
for
Tommy Newman,
Uniontown.
67 yards on 5 carries, 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver
Gain
for
of
the
6 on the
Mustangs
play.
was James Wilhelm with 2
41-yard line
catches
at
for
the second
32
and 4.
yards. And quarterback Jarrett Joden was 6 for 10 for 85 yards, but 2 interceptions in that first half. Ball is spotted just across the 41, so call it a 7-yard pickup. And now Yager on second down has the first down across the 45.
Yager.
Moves the sticks for the Mustangs.
Stop by number 36, Ryan Crawford, number 7 here in Oliver.
Well, you just get the impression after that 5-yard pickup for
6,
Yager that
it's a first and 10, Laurel
you
Highlands.
mentioned this late in the first half, that Laurel Highlands seems to be establishing a little bit of domination on the line of scrimmage on both sides of the line as this game goes on. Uniontown hit the big plays early. The Mustangs have played much, much better since then. Now here comes Yager, going to try to get outside. Gets away from one tackler, then cuts back to midfield and
Yager, the
wraps
ball
into
carrier to the
Uniontown
midfield
territory.
line.
Tackle made by Farrell. The ball will be placed right at the midfield stripe. It will
Stop
be
by number 9, John
second down
Farrell.
and 7, but hold on, there is Laundry on the lawn. And we'll get a 5-yard face mask
Penalty against
penalty.
Uniontown, the 5-yard.
So we'll tack on an
face
extra
mask.
5 yards after the end of the play. Not quite a first down.
Takes the ball down to the 45-yard line, where it'll now be a
Second down and 2.
first down and 2.
And then, I'm sorry, yeah, check that. It is first down. You replay the down after the penalty. Okay. Not much there.
Alex Boda.
Boda will be stopped, it looks like, for no gain at the
And
45-yard
stopped
line.
once again by number 36, Ryan Crawford.
That voice sounds familiar.
It's Juan Benko out there in the cameraman's ear, Bob Mikowski. Imagine that.
Oh, boy.
When they say the voice, that's the voice.
He had to get on camera, didn't he? Had to be part of it. Second down and 2. And Newman up the middle for the first down as he struggles for the 41-yard line. Laurel Highlands moving the ball here to open things up. Aaron Oliver, Darren Ketter in on that tackle, 4-yard pickup for Newman.
A gain of 4 on the play. And it's a first and 10.
Okay, first and 10 at the 41-yard line.
41-yard line.
3 receivers to the near side. And hold on, we're going to get whistles, and
And we have a
Uniontown
timeout, Uniontown.
is going to burn an early timeout with 9 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. By the way, we want to thank, while we have a moment, our fine sponsors who are bringing high school football to you here on Herald
Once
Standard
again, everybody,
Television.
the Laurel Highlands
We thank our
fans,
friends
the boys
from
soccer
Davis
team
and
begins
Davis,
their
great
playoff action
supporters of
Monday
high school
evening
sports.
as
They've
our
been over
boys
the years
soccer team will be
here on
at
HSTV.
South
Also,
Park
Uniontown
for a game at
Chiropractic,
8 o'clock.
Jackson Farm,
First round of the
Apothecary
boys
Pharmacy,
soccer playoff.
and Valley National Gases, bringing you this great Uniontown Laurel Highlands rivalry. Well, a close game, Jess, and burning a timeout. They
First and 10 for the Mustangs.
might wish you had that later on. LH on the move, though, with the first and 10. Shotgun. Running play. Joden's going to keep it this time. He faked the handoff. Ran off left tackle for about 5 yards.
Stop by number 9, John Farrell.
Ball spotted at the 36-yard line. Farrell again on that tackle, and how many
Taking
times
the
have we
5 on the
mentioned his name? Wearing number 9, that's not a number you associate with a guy making a whole lot of tackles, but again, he does play linebacker. Don't let the small number fool you. He has been in on a lot of plays. Now out of the shotgun on second down and 5. Take to Yager. Joden looking to pass. Has a man open, but a little too tall for Wilhelm. Couldn't pull it in.
Jared Joden's pass intended for number 49.
Like Uniontown in a
Wilhelm
zone that
incomplete.
time, or at least it had the appearance of a zone, and Wilhelm appeared to find a seam, but the pass was just a bit too tall. So we'll have 3rd and 5 now. LH very successful on this drive. Everything on the ground. That was the first pass. And it was on a running down of 2nd and 5. Now they put themselves into perhaps a passing situation, although probably 4-down territory. They have a running set here with the I formation. Draw play. And Yager with a crease. Very close
Eric Yager, the ball
to
carrier.
the sticks. Not going to quite be there. They're going to spot it at the 32-yard line. That'll put him a yard shy. Ketter again in on that
number
tackle.
59, Darren Ketter, number 36. Ryan Crawford.
So 4th down and 1. 32-yard line. Going to go for it?
Absolutely.
Ball at the 32-yard line.
It has been a wide open game. That first half was a whole lot of fun, so why wouldn't you? Nothing to lose. Uniontown LH playing for bragging rights here in the Uniontown area. And now a big play early on. Newman, the fullback, gets the first down with ease inside the 30-yard line.
Number 38, Tommy Newman for
Spotted
Laurel
at the
Highlands.
27,
Down
needed
to the
1,
28-yard
picked up
line.
5, 8 minutes, 4 seconds
They gain a
remaining
four, and it's a
in the
first
third
and 10.
quarter. And the
Laurel
Mustangs have their third first down of this possession.
And LH closing in on the 200-yard mark here, and we've just started the third quarter.
200-yard mark rushing.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you.
exactly. First and 10. Another delay, and this time not much
Tommy
running room at
Newman.
all as Quindell
Laurel
Dean,
Highlands stopped this time
who
by
is
number
playing
2.
quite a
Quindell
game,
Dean.
steps up and stops Newman after about a 2-yard pickup at the 26-yard line. A reminder, at the conclusion of this game, we will announce our Davis & Davis player of the game.
To the 26-yard line, it's a 2nd and 8.
Jess Hudson, of course, late in the third quarter, will start putting all the data into the HSTV POG computer. Get it? Player of the game. Okay. And it'll spit out the numbers for us. Play action. Rolling, little pressure, looking for Newman in the flat, and a nice catch by Newman, who had to reach behind him to make a sliding catch, and that appears to be very close to the sticks.
That catch not only surprised us, but it might have surprised Tommy Newman. That was an excellent catch.
And they are going to signal the first down without even bothering to measure. Okay, I thought so. The official gave the first down signal, which I thought was maybe a bit hasty.
LH knocking on the door, Chuck. They could take this lead, and after... Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is a challenge, Jess. I don't know. This one's close because I can't see the ball. I can't see where it's sitting.
I say go for it.
I'm gonna say first down.
Yep.
I'm gonna say he has it by 1 3/4 inches. Oh, I am 10-0, Mr.
First
Hudson.
down, Laurel Highlands.
Double figures. And that was a blind one, too, there. I couldn't even see the ball.
You're the man, Chuck.
Can you please convince Angel of that? We had a little debate about that on my way here. Yes, on the way here, I told her, talking on the cell phone, I said, I'm the man. She said, no, you're not. You're not. I have to have you talk to her.
Well, every Friday night she's home watching tapes with Tom Cruise. I don't know what she's doing, Chuck.
Gee, you think? Newman on first down, right up the gut for some good yardage inside the 15. Pushes the pile forward to the 10-yard line. LH trying to take control of this game. They have not led. In fact, they haven't been tied. Uniontown scored the first 14 points. Then it was 14-7.
2nd down and 2.
Uniontown got back on the board to make it 20-7, missing an extra point. LH scored in the second quarter. That was the only points in the second quarter to make it 20-14. And now LH with a touchdown and conversion could take the lead. Here comes Boda on 2nd and short, and it's going to be 3rd and short.
Alex Boda.
Gang tackled right at the 10-yard line. Crawford first to hit him.
The initial stop is by number 29, Nick Naratka.
Spot it right at the 10, tail of the football on the 10. So it will be check that, 3rd down and a short 2. Need to get to the 8.
Big gain of a yard. It's a 3rd down and a long run.
5:40 left here in the third period. LH trails by 6, but on the move. looking to set up a 1st and goal. Newman will do it as he dives inside the 5-yard
To the
line.
3-yard line, number 38, Tommy Newman.
Tackle made again by
Stopped by
Farrell,
number
who's a
9,
little
John
slow getting up
Farrell.
on this one.
1st and goal, Laurel Highlands.
Looks to be all right, and the ball is spotted at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal. A methodical drive. They've chewed up over half of the period. You're just
To the
tuning in.
4-yard line, 1st
We have
and goal.
5:20 left in the 3rd quarter, and this is the opening possession of the half. Uniontown hasn't had the ball yet. Yager at the top of the eye. It'll be the fullback Newman. He's found pay dirt twice tonight,
Tommy Newman
and he is knocking on the touchdown door
to the goal line.
to the 1-yard line.
Stopped by the center of the line of Uniontown.
Get a little Dillon in there for the night.
I thought you were going to throw in a little heaven, too.
Be a 2nd down and goal from the 1.
Tommy Newman with 95 yards on 11 carries. He is the leading rusher on the night. Right now, head coach Scott Need is looking for one more from him. You got to think it's going to be Newman. He gets the call. And on the second effort, he gets the touchdown.
Touchdown, Laurel Highlands, number 38.
A hat trick for Tommy Newman, who says, well, the NHL may be locked out, but I'll get my own kind of hat trick here. His 3rd touchdown. We are tied at 20, and now the extra point would give the Mustangs the lead. Little contact right at the line, but second effort by Newman gets him into the end zone. Now Victor Fiano. Ball is placed down. The kick is up, and it's good. He curled it inside the left upright. And with 4 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, the score, Laurel Highlands 21, Uniontown 20. Back right after this on HSTV.
For all your pharmaceutical needs, visit the Apothecare Pharmacy, located on McClellantown Road in Uniontown. Have a question about your medication or other health issues? Our pharmacists will be happy to answer them. The Apothecare, providing quality customer service since 1990.
Hey, welcome back. Jess Hudson along with yours truly, Chuck Durso, and
Picking up from Laurel Highlands, number
our boy
49.
Barry Rosner helping us out. I said a few minutes ago when they're going to give us some love here on the public address and announce HSTV. They just did it. How about that? That's what we like. I told you they'd treat us good here. 21-20, LH has just taken their first lead of the night. Now Quindell Dean will try to set up the Raiders, their first possession of the second half. And Dean brings it across the 30 and out of bounds around the 33, 34-yard line. Jess Hudson, a first half of big plays, of quick strikes by both teams. But to start out the second half, good old-fashioned ball control as Laurel Highlands goes 65 yards on 16 plays. They chewed up 7 minutes and 29 seconds of the clock.
Hey, if you're an offensive coordinator, that's what you want to see.
Man.
If you're the Uniontown defensive coordinator, you've got some issues. The Raiders have given up 311 yards, and we're still in the middle of the 3rd quarter.
Now Uniontown's turn, and Mike Wilson on first down goes off right tackle for about 4 or 5 yards, ahead to around the 38. Again, Uniontown's opening possession of the half, and we're approaching the 4-minute mark remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Leading rusher in the first half for Uniontown was Quindell Dean, who picked up 50 yards on his 1 carry as a wideout. He ran a reverse for a touchdown. Dean also the leading receiver with 69 yards on 3 receptions and 1 touch. Now back to pass on 2nd and 6. Rolling, still rolling, and now he'll just throw it away. Kasparski was under pressure as Brian Matthews was breathing down his neck. So it will be 3rd and 6. In the first half, Kasmarski was 5 out of 9 for 108 yards and the touchdown. Had the 50-yard touchdown strike to Dean. Only has completed 2 of his last 7, however, after a 3-for-3 start. And this is a big 3rd down play. Uniontown trailing for the first time tonight. They do not want a 3 and out and give it right back to the Mustangs. Back to pass for Dean. Did he catch it? No signal. LH says the ball hit the ground. They're going to call it a catch. And the Mustangs are not happy. First down for the Raiders.
A gain of 11.
And on the replay, Chuck, it's
First and 10.
kind of hard for us to
Uniontown.
see because we're screened on that play, but
The evidence is inconclusive to overturn the call, so the play will stand. First and 10 for the Uniontown 49. Here's Wilson, and he is hit behind the line and
Number
dropped for a
32,
loss.
Mike Wilson. Stopped instantly
Ryan
by Laurel
Matthews
Highlands.
starting to
Number
make his
3,
presence
Caleb
felt
Ramsey.
defensively. Caleb Ramsey in on that play as well. 3 minutes, 9 seconds, and a
Lost the yard
turning
on the
clock
play.
here in period number 3.
Second down to the 11.
Second and 11. Raiders down by a point. Not much offense since the first 8 minutes of this game. And now back to pass. Square out pattern. Wilson makes the catch. Now he tries to cut back and get away from a tackler.
Complete to number 32.
Unable to get away from
Mike
force,
Wilson.
but does struggle forward for a couple of extra
Stop
yards.
by
It will be
number
3rd
2
and
for Laurel
short.
Highlands, Greg Ford.
Ball at about the 45, maybe
Number
the
29, Eric
44
Jogger.
in Mustang territory. Just across the 45.
Gain of 7.
That's Wilson's first reception of the night.
To the Mustang 45-yard line, it's a 3rd down and 4. Check
Ball
that,
at about
45.
the 44 and a half, so they need to get to the 41. It's 3rd and a long 3. Power I formation for the Raiders. Back to pass and under pressure. And now looking at that pass is picked off. Wilhelm with the interception. Flags on the tackle. We're going to get a face mask.
Number 49, James Wilhelm.
Tackle was made by Malcolm Jacobs. We get a face mask penalty, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's a 15-yarder because he really bulldogged him down. But Kaczmarski under pressure, his first pick of the night, and really the first poor decision perhaps by Kaczmarski to let that one fly. And our first Uniontown turnover of the evening, and it will be a 15-yard face mask penalty, so they'll tack 15 yards on to the end of that return. Wilhelm
That'll take the ball down to
with
the
2
41
receptions
yard
tonight
line, where
for
Laurel
the
Highlands
Mustangs,
begins
and
first
now an
10.
interception. There you see the pressure, throwing it away, and then the interception. So now back to action. Here come the Mustangs from the 41-yard line, trying to take over this game, and now Boda in the open field. It's a foot race. Saka pulls them down at the 21-yard line. Oh, the Mustang Maniacs on their feet in the stands. They're making some noise for the boys as Laurel Highlands.
A gain of 20
Like
yards
butter
on
right
the
now,
play.
Jess
It's a
Hudson,
first
they
and 10
are
for
on a
Laurel Highlands.
serious roll.
well, we talk about Naratka at 166 pounds for the Raiders. Alex Boda, 10 less, about 156. He's a little kind of dynamite as well.
His 15th carry and unofficially over 100 yards on the night now with that 20-yard pickup. He has 102. Tommy Newman, he's going to get up to 100 yards on that carry, it looks like, as he bulls forward to about the 15-yard line. Yeah. Tommy Newman now goes over the 100-yard mark. So on back-to-back runs, the Mustangs have 2 running backs with over 100 yards rushing, as that offensive line up front is doing a job.
A gain of 5 on the play to the 16-yard line.
That's the 13th carry for Newman, and he has 101 yards. Second down and 5.
Second down and 5.
Approaching 1 minute left in the 3rd period. Fake to Newman. Give to Boda, and he has a hole. Still on his feet inside the 5-yard line.
For Laurel Highlands.
Alex
Stop by
Boda
number 44,
to the 3.
William Del Signor.
13-yard
To the
pickup.
3-yard line. Gain of 13. First and goal, Laurel Highlands.
We are under 1 minute left in the 3rd period. LH trying to extend their 1-point lead. And this is Tommy Newman territory. With 3 rushing touchdowns already, I'd be shocked if anybody else gets the big skin. Well,
Are you shocked?
stick me,
Eric Jogger, the ball
stick me with a
carrier.
cattle prod. They faked to Newman.
Stop by number 54, Nate.
Yager gets down to the 1. Okay, now Newman gets the ball.
A gain of 2 on the play, down to the 1.
They just wanted to make me look bad.
Second down and 1 for the touchdown.
Sometimes easy to do.
Extremely extremely easy to do. If Newman does not get in the end zone, this will be the final play of the period as we're down to 20 seconds. And he won't get in the end zone. Tries to back in. Nice stand there by the Raider defense, but they'll need to do it again. Ryan Crawford making that tackle. And gets a little help once again from Farrell. And that will end the quarter. But Laurel Highlands, as they did in the second period, picks up the only touchdown in the third quarter. After 3 quarters of score, it's the Laurel Highlands Mustangs 21. The Uniontown Red Raiders 20. Fourth quarter action in a moment, but first, let's head back down to the field.
Okay, thanks, guys. We're here at the Red Raiders cheerleaders. This is Justine. Justine's a senior. Can you hear me, Justine? Okay, this is your senior year, right?
Right.
How does it feel that this is your senior year? Is this going to be your last time cheerleading, at least for the Raiders? How does that feel?
Yes, it's been my last year, but, we really pulled together as a student body and team, and we're really out here to support our team. It feels good.
With winter just around the corner, it's time to call Valley National Gases to get your propane tank filled. As the most reliable propane supplier in the area, Valley National Gases offers the most competitive prices around. Don't get left out in the cold. Make sure you call Valley National Gases today.
Welcome back, Chuck Durso, along with Jess Hudson.
First and goal. Check that. Third and goal.
Getting ready to start the fourth quarter.
From Uniontown 1.
And LH Newman into the end zone for the fourth time tonight. Tommy Newman. What a night. 15 carries, 102 yards, and 4, count them, 4 touchdowns. They can't stop him along the goal line. And now it's a 7-point game. Victor Piano, if he can convert his 4th consecutive extra point, will put the Mustangs up by 8. Is it going to have the distance? It does not. He shanked it. The kick was straight, but it was short. You don't see extra points. And obviously, he just mishit that. You don't see extra points short very often, but that one was. And so, Jess, that could be big. Uniontown missed an extra point earlier, but now Laurel Highlands returns the favor. So Uniontown still down by 7. So if they get in the end zone, they'll be able to kick for the tie. Dare we talk about overtime? Or
it wouldn't surprise me if they go for 2, depending on how much time is left in the game. We've seen LH go for 2. We've seen AG go for 2. We've seen Uniontown go for 2.
On HSTV opening week against Connellsville, Connellsville went for 2 and missed it. Uniontown won, and then the next week Uniontown did the same thing in Elizabeth Forward and lost. Right now, though, if you're Uniontown, you're not even thinking about do I go for 1 or go for 2. You're thinking about how do I move the football.
Move the football and stop the bleeding on defense.
Back to receive
after scoring on their first 3 possessions. 198 yards, Uniontown only about 35 yards in their last 4 possessions. So a big switch, and kudos to the Mustangs defense. They're riding high. We've got just under a quarter to go, Chuck, and let's hope for another fantastic finish here on our last broadcast in 2004.
Isn't that the great thing about high school athletics, though, that the things can turn around so quickly? And we saw that last week at Uniontown when Albert Gallatin looked so impressive early in the game. Looked like they were going to blow the Red Raiders right out of Bill Power Stadium, and Uniontown came back and won that game 27-20. This is the same score right now, 27-20, and Quindell Dean looking for a seam across the 20 and down near the 30-yard line, and that's where the Raiders will take over. 11:50 remaining in quarter number 4. Tonight it's been the Red Raiders who jumped out to the early 14-0 lead just minutes into the game. Dean with a 50-yard touchdown run, followed by a 50-yard touchdown reception, and it was 14-0 before 2/3 of the fans got a chance to get into their seats. Later, it was 20-7 Uniontown, but since then, 20 unanswered points by the Mustangs, and they lead by a touchdown. On first down, give us to the fullback and a big gain. Malcolm Jacobs picks up a first down for the Raiders.
Number 15,
Up to the 42-yard line. That's a 12-yard pickup. Jacobs, of course, had the big game last week against Albert Gallatin with buku yards rushing and also one rushing touchdown. He was our Davis player of the game, but tonight only 24 yards on 5 carries. He picked up half of those right there on that play. Now, is this a reverse? Dean went 50 yards earlier, and he's in the open field, but there's a flag. Big gain for Dean, but it's coming back. We're going to get some sort of a hold or illegal block on the corner.
Holding against Uniontown.
And what gets you as you take a look at this one again, Jess, and it's hard to say from this angle without being down on the field, but you get a sense as you watch that play that they didn't need the illegal block, that Dean would have turned the corner anyway.
It appeared that the penalty was not even in the close proximity to the play with Dean's speed. He's by it, and it's just one of those things, Chuck. Trying too hard, I guess.
That's a killer because Uniontown had just had back-to-back big plays trying to establish the momentum. They were going to be in Laurel Highlands territory, and now they're looking at a first down and 20. Dean split wide to the far side. Kevin Sanders to the near side. Sanders has a couple of catches tonight for 39 yards. We'll get the draw play. Naratka has some room. Nice gain across the 40. And up to the 42. Boy, Dean was looking to come back and make a little bit of a crackback block, and if he could have gotten there in time, Naratka really could have gone a long way, as it is an 11-yard pickup.
Gain of 11 on the play.
Naratka has been quiet. He has just 42 yards on 6 carries. Actually, that's a pretty good average at 7 yards of pickup, but hasn't carried the ball very much thus far. Now, second down and 9. This time it's Dean to the near side. Again, the draw play. And again, some room. Naratka will get the first down. The ball comes loose. And Dean is there to fall on it. Oh, my goodness. LH had a golden opportunity to recover that fumble. And I think it was Josh Taylor who couldn't quite come up with it. And Quendell Dean did. Big play by Nick Naratka and by Quendell Dean. That's a 15-yard pickup, by the way.
Gain of 15 yards on the play to the 42-yard line of Laurel Highlands.
About 10 of them by Naratka and 5 on the fumble. First down and 10. 10:09 left here in the fourth quarter. Here comes Naratka again, and this time not much doing. No gain. In fact, he may even lose a yard. Hey, Matt, I understand you're down on the sideline with an ex-Uniontown player. What do you have for us?
Thanks, Chuck and Jess. I'm here with former Uniontown High School football player Steve Rosenberger. Steve, what are you doing now that you're out of school?
I went to Penn State campus, and I'm a counselor over at the Fayette County Prison here in Uniontown right now.
You used to be a former Uniontown player. Tell me a little bit about this rivalry.
Well, this rivalry is a big rivalry. Schools are only, a mile, 2 miles apart, so it's a lot of bragging rights, even though maybe the records might not, it don't matter what the records are. I mean, team could be undefeated, other team not won a game all year, and it's still, I mean, you win this game, it carries over to next year regardless of the record.
What do you think about this game tonight?
I think it's a good ball game. Both teams are playing their heart out. Hopefully Uniontown can pull it out, so we'll see what happens. They're both playing good.
That's Steve Rosenberger, former Uniontown football player. Back up to you, Chuck and Jess.
Thank you very much, Matt. It's second down and 10. That was a no gain for Naratka. Now the option, Kazmarski's going to keep it. And he is near the sticks, but he is smacked.
The quarterback keeper, stopped by number 7.
Boy, it looked like he had an easy first down until Josh Taylor met him right at the 33-yard line. Very close to the first down.
A gain of 9 on the play.
Well, apparently it's just short.
Third down and 1.
By inches.
From the 33.5-yard line.
Kazmarski's first rush on the night. Third and less than 1. Naratka breaks a tackle. Still on his feet inside the 25-yard line. And the Raiders coming back after that, what looked like to be a drive killer of a penalty. The Raiders on the march.
To the 23-yard line, a gain of 10.
LH had some defensive
It is a
penetration
first and 10,
there. As you see
Uniontown.
defensive linemen breaking through, but Naratka was able to bust through and get to the 23-yard line. So that was a 10-yard pickup, and I mentioned Naratka being quiet. Now suddenly on 9 carries, he has 67 yards. First and 10, 8.5 minutes left in the third quarter. This time it's the fullback, Jacobs. Not much doing. He'll be thrown down near the line of scrimmage by the Mustangs. Josh Taylor in again on that play. Brian Matthews as well.
Number 15, Melvin Jacobs. Stopped by number 3, Caleb Ramsey. Also for the Mustangs, number
Maybe
73,
a half
Brian
yard
Matthews.
just across the 23-yard line.
No gain on the play.
Second and a long 9.
Second and 10.
Sanders to the near side. Quindell at the top of your screen. Straight drop back. Sanders, that pass is underthrown, and it's intercepted. Rich Colasar coming back the other way across the 35-yard line.
By the Mustangs, number 10.
Saka makes the tackle.
Penalty flag.
There is a flag. Let's wait and see. I'm thinking where that flag is placed that it's on the return. And the official is talking to Caleb Ramsey, so it may have been some sort of a personal foul penalty on the return on the young freshman. That's just speculation. If it is on the return, it would be post-possession, and the interception will stand. And LH will have the ball, just albeit in worse field position. We want to thank our fine sponsors here, bringing you high school football as the officials decide what they want to call here. Let's get the signal first here. It is a dead ball foul. We're going to get unsportsmanlike conduct against the Raiders.
Penalty against Uniontown.
Well, not sure why he was lecturing Ramsey, but they're going to call this on the Raiders, which means you'll add, it's even better field position for the Mustangs as you add 15 yards onto that return. High school football brought to you on Herald Standard Television Sports by Davis & Davis. Also Uniontown Chiropractic, Jackson Farms, Apothecary Pharmacy, and Valley National Gases. The fine people bringing you this great high school action in your living room on a Monday night right here
Uniontown territory to the 48-yard line where Laurel Highlands begins first and 10.
Penalty situation is evened up now as far as number of penalties. Both teams have committed 4. LH has not been flagged in this half. All 4 of their penalties for 30 yards in the first half. Uniontown now 4 penalties for 40 yards. And the Mustangs set up shop in Uniontown territory at the 48-yard line. Tommy Newman on a dive play for about 3. Well, Jess, Uniontown getting some momentum, getting all the way down to the 23-yard line. I thought we might have that decision time there for Uniontown to go for 1 or not. I mean, they really looked like they were going to jump back into this, and then the big turnover.
It's unfortunate. Right now, the Raiders need to think defense, something they have not been very good at over the last 3 quarters. They need to get the ball back. They need to keep the Mustangs out of the end zone. There's only about 7 minutes left in this game. They're down by 7.
Draw play on second down, and Boda looked like he had a lane for a second, but it closed up quick. Nate Musica makes the tackle after a 1-yard pickup.
Penalty flag.
Now there is a flag down in the defensive backfield. Way out of view. Way out of camera range. There's a little bit of yellow. Now what are we going to get here? We're going to get some sort of a face mask away from the ball?
Personal foul against
Well, some sort of personal foul. I'm not sure if it was a face mask. It must not have been. He didn't signal face mask. But a personal foul, and suddenly the Raiders shooting themselves in the foot with a couple of costly penalties. They've just given the Mustangs 33 yards.
Personal foul marked off against
There's only 100 on the field, Jess. You give up 30 of them.
Down to the 29-yard
That's really helping them out there.
Well, the first quarter, the Raiders did not have a penalty. Now they're falling apart at the seams, and they've lost their discipline. And those are the kind of penalties that coaches really get upset about.
We have an official timeout on the field. 7 minutes and 2 seconds remaining now in the fourth quarter. Laurel Highlands breaking out of the huddle, started to come up to the line, but the referees over talking to head coach Scott Nee of LH. And now he's going to head all the way across the field. Talk to head coach John Fortuna of Uniontown. I think that official just wants some camera time. That's what that is. I'm ready for my close-up.
That gives us more airtime too, Chuck.
to talk about high school basketball. We cannot wait. I'm thinking about some of the the Uniontown and the great tradition of the Red Raiders and those kiddie corps of Albert Gallatin with Nate Turner and Jawan Alston, and what a great team that's going to be in a couple of years, and they're probably going to be pretty darn good this year as well. And we mentioned Caleb Ramsey and the freshman at LH. I'm excited not only about basketball in general, but some of the young talent here in Fayette County and Connellsville with a couple of good young players as they try to rebuild after the James Hairston era. And oh my goodness. Another flag flies as Yager goes off right tackle. And while we await the call on this penalty, let's not forget the Geibel Gators, because they've got a fine young team with a young Ramsey of their own, and Rob Ramsey and Craig Holmes and a couple other youngsters. And a lot of people think Geibel Gators is going to be tough in the Class A level.
And Ramsey is a senior, finally. It seems like he's been playing forever.
Yeah.
And he signed early with Cal U, I believe. So a nice pickup by Coach Bill Brown and the California Vulcans. Ramsey just goes the opposite direction from where he lives. About a 20-minute drive to Cal. And Cal has an excellent program, both men's and women's. Of course, the women, the national champions last year.
Well, that's a penalty on LH, and that's their first penalty of the second half. So now it's first down and 20 from the 40-yard line. Quarterback draw, and Joden will get smacked behind the line. Struggles forward to the line of scrimmage. But that will be no gain. Tackle made right there by Brian Liptock, one of the co-captains for the Raiders.
On the play. Second down.
Well, Uniontown, you mentioned nothing defensively so far, really, since the late first quarter for the Raiders. They need to make a defensive stop here, and thanks to the LH penalty, they have a chance. It's second and 20. Two receivers to the near side. That's Force and Wilhelm. Fake to the fullback, give to the tailback, and room for Boda. Picks up 10 yards. Make it 11 to the 29-yard line. Williams on the stop.
Number 44, William Del Signor.
It will be third down
on the
and
play,
9.
down to the 30-yard line. Third down and 10.
They need to get to the 20. They are at the 29 and a half. You would think they have 2 plays to do it. That's too close to punt. If they don't get it on third down, probably go for it on fourth down. Randy Rankin, the lone wideout on this play, and he's set up at the very tippy top of your television screen. Draw play. Boda, nothing up the middle, tries to bounce it outside.
Alex Boda again
Can't
for
quite
Laurel Highlands.
get away from Nate Pike.
By number 10, Nate Pike for
Pike
the
makes
Red
the tackle
Raiders.
at the 25. It will be fourth down and 5. And again, we suspect that head coach Lee will choose to go for it here. We're not going to try a field goal from there. And no reason to punt from the 25. So big play here for the Raiders defensively.
For the bus drivers from Uniontown's football team,
Well,
report your buses now, please.
Do you throw the
bus
ball here?
drivers driving the Uniontown football
If you're
team,
LH,
please report your
they have
buses
had
now.
success throwing,
Thank you.
but they've also thrown a couple of picks. Both quarterbacks have thrown interceptions tonight. Do you take that risk? They're running the ball so well.
If LH is able to get a first down here, Chuck, they can probably take another 2.5 minutes
Now we have a timeout,
off
Laurel
this
Highlands.
clock, unless Uniontown were to call some timeouts and almost cement
Reminder
this game.
also, too, don't forget tomorrow morning.
Well, what
it's
Laurel
junior
Highlands is
varsity
going to do
football
is talk it
action
over as
as
they
Laurel
call
Highlands
their
travels
first
to Uniontown
timeout
for a
of the
JV
second
game
half. So
at
while we have a
7
timeout on the
tomorrow
field,
morning.
we'll take a timeout as well. 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Laurel Highlands leads Uniontown 27-20, and we'll be right back.
Jackson Farms is a proud sponsor of local area high school athletics. Farm fresh dairy products every day from our farm to your table. Fayette County's only farm dairy processor. Jackson Farms, Route 40 in New Salem.
Welcome back to Herald Standard Television Sports.
All right, Chuck, you're the man.
I
Take us home. Take us home.
I forgot. Chuck Durso, Jess Hudson with you. 4:07 left here in the fourth quarter. 27-20 Laurel Highlands. Big fourth down play here, though, for the Mustangs as they try to run some more time off the clock. And Joden's going to roll to his right, and he has room. Oh, he tripped. He did not get the first down. The Raiders will take over. That's a huge play. Light for the Red Raiders. And Jess, he looked to have plenty of room. I don't think And Aaron Oliver was trying to run him down, but I don't think Oliver tripped him. I think he might have slipped.
8 of 3 on the play.
As we watch on the replay,
takes over on down.
I agree. I don't think he was sliding, thinking he had the first down. I think he just slipped. And again, we're at that time of the year where the field gets a little wet as we go from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. It gets that dew on the field, and that's unfortunate.
3:57 left in Uniontown with probably their final chance now to try to get the equalizing touchdown. They will start this possession at the 22-yard line. Naratka on first down, but nothing doing. He may have lost a yard. Uniontown has 2 timeouts remaining.
Stopped by the Mustangs, number 2, Greg Ford.
You would think
Loss of a yard.
that they're going to have to do it in the air.
2 yards on the play.
And if they're going to move the ball here, it will have to be done on the ground. Ball is spotted just across the 20-yard line, so officially a loss of 1 yard. It will be second down and a long 11. Single wideouts to each side. Straight drop back. Square out pattern, and Sanders makes the catch. The defender slips, and Sanders will get the first down across the 30. Rich Colasar, who just had the interception a few plays ago, was on the coverage. Sanders caught the ball at the 25. Colasar came up to try to make the tackle, and there we see another slip on the field, Jess.
14 on the play.
And Uniontown benefits from that as Sanders picks up 13 yards and the first down. He now has 3 receptions for 52 yards on the night. Don't forget, when this game is over, we will announce the Davis & Davis player of the game. But right now, that's up in the air. It depends on who wins this game. We have plenty of candidates on both sides. First and 10, straight drop back. Oh, this one's up for grabs and picked off again. Craig Force with the interception. Sanders was the intended receiver. And that is, if I'm not mistaken, the 3rd interception on the last 4 pass attempts by Kesmarski.
Ball's at the 41-yard line of
I know it's his 3rd pick, and I believe it's on the last 4 attempts, and that just might do it. It's not over. 2:45 left. Uniontown still has 2 timeouts. But they need a 3 and out. If LH can just move the sticks 1 time, this game is pretty much over. Kesmarski off to such a great start tonight, but in the second half, he has struggled with his passing. Newman, why not? Tommy Newman picks up about 6 yards on first down. It'll set up 2nd and 4, and let's go back down to the sideline and see what the guys have for us.
Okay, thanks, guys. I have the senior cheerleaders, the Mustangs. Okay, guys, your senior year, what's that like? Last time cheerleading.
So much fun. So much fun. So good.
Are you sad as well? You're sad.
It's a good time, and we've had good moments, and it's sad to see them go.
Okay, who do you think's gonna win tonight? All right, back to the booth. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. 2nd down and 4 following that 6-yard pickup. We just may get a steady dose of Tommy Newman now, although Boda has certainly been effective. Both of them over 100 yards. It was going to be Newman, but first flag fly. This will be a big call. A Uniontown penalty would give the Mustangs a first down. If we move back 5 yards, and that's what's going to happen. 6th penalty of the night against the Mustangs for the false start. And now, 2nd down and 9. And the penalty stops the clock. 2:05 remaining. Of course, now they rewind the clock, but still, the play clock starts immediately without the penalty. We'd had to set while the clock was running, and, more time would have run on the clock. So it still saves Uniontown. But they're going to save even more time with 2:02 left, and they are going to call a timeout. So that leaves them with 1, and basically head coach Fortuna is going to bet the ranch on this series, which as well he should do. He'll use another timeout after the 2nd down play. And then we'll see if he can get the ball back. If he gets the ball back, we're going to be down to about a minute or so. But at least he'll have some luck. Well, Jess, you have plugged all the numbers in to the HSTV POG computer, correct?
Yes, sir, I have.
It hasn't spit anything out yet.
It's still waiting.
Wait a minute. I'm looking at the screen. Oh, this is interesting. The computer has a question for us. Well, we might have to pass along to our producer, Wes Ellis. The computer wants to know that if the numbers show that 2 players deserve player of the game, can we award the player of the game to 2 players? Interesting question, computer, and we'll have to get an answer for you on that. Anyway, here comes Newman on first down.
Number 38, Tommy Newman.
Check that, I'm sorry, on second down. And will the Raiders call the immediate timeout? They do. 1:53.
Stop by number 76.
And they stop the clock. The official is motioning that LH called that timeout, but I don't believe that for a minute. Yeah, he'll change that now, and indeed it was Uniontown that called the timeout. And so now it all comes down to this third down play, Jeff. Or I should say, well, I mean, LH will go for it on fourth down as well.
And that is
Uniontown will have to stop it twice.
Timeout.
When to get back to the computer, Chuck, we obviously have a very smart computer, and I think we should just make an executive decision and not worry about what Wes, the executive producer, says. And if LH holds on to win,
well, it's the last game. What can he do?
Can't
we
fire
can't work
us,
next week.
So we have just made that executive decision, Chuck, and we'll see if LH is able to hold on. If they don't get the first down, Uniontown will get the ball back with less than a minute. Of course, they'd have an awful long way to go, but we've seen stranger things happen.
No, I don't make any executive decisions. That's what Wes Ellis has paid the big bucks for, so he's going to tell us. Here comes Boda, and he has the first down, and he has more. Touchdown, Mustang. Alex Boda says, Tommy Newman, you can't have all the fun. Let me get a little love, too, as flags fly. And that one will just about do it. Alex Boda. What I tell you, sometimes on those short yardage situations, although that really wasn't a short yardage situation, but you break through the line and look at Boda run. Free, breaks one last tackle, and he's gone into the end zone for the clinching touchdown.
And Boda, again, very strong at 155 pounds, a lot of speed, but he may not be the fastest Boda in that family.
There's a faster Boda?
Well, hey.
Wait a minute. There's a better Boda?
His younger sister, Emily, we're just being facetious. She's not as fast, but she is a speedster, Chuck, and she's one of the best 100-meter runners in the county.
Is she smaller than Alex?
She's
So she's a bitty Boda. She's a bitty better Boda.
Well, she's a pretty girl, and she's quite an athlete.
Personal foul
and
against
a lot of speed in that family. So we are we going with 2 players of the game?
We're still waiting. The computer is demanding an answer here from producer Wes Ellis. And what we want to know, is if Wes can hear me right now, is actually what I want to know, because he's not looking up this way. And he's had us in his ears all day. Jess, it's official. Wes got sick of listening to us. He turned us off.
Well, here's what we do, Chuck. We give 2 players of the game, and if Wes ends up saying no, then we buy the plaque. How's that?
Okay. I'm all for that.
Heck yeah. We'll take care of it. It's the right thing to do.
Well, I'm going to hold off on an official announcement just because it's been a crazy night. And Uniontown still could do something wild here. So let's wait. This game's not over. I got a couple names in mind here from the Mustang side, but let's hold on.
And while
Now the penalty, I'm sorry, Jess, was against LH, and so they're moving the ball back to the 15, and LH, I imagine, is going to go for 2 now. And then see if they can throw one into the end zone and get the lead up to 15.
And while the computer did not spit out an offensive lineman, certainly they have done an incredible job. The Mustangs over 300 yards on the ground with 2 rushers over 100. So while the offensive linemen very rarely get credit, certainly we want to recognize them as a group on this particular evening.
Now they are going to kick. Now the ball is spotted. It's going to be placed at the 23, so this is the equivalent of a 33-yard field goal. It has the distance, but it is wide to the left. So with a minute 45 remaining, the score remains 33-33. 20. Now, Jeff, here's one thing. When Alex Boda broke that tackle and had first down yardage, that's kind of a strange thing sometimes with football, if he goes down, the game's over. Because Uniontown has no timeouts left, and LH just takes a knee, and the game's over. And LH wins the game 27-20. Because he scores the touchdown, Uniontown still has a chance because they could score a touchdown, get an onside kick, and score another touchdown. That's one of those things where, but you're not going to think of that. You're not going to think, oh, I need to get down. You're thinking, hey, I want to score a touchdown.
But Chuck, you're the prime example of why men are from Mars. You have just proven why men are from Mars, but your point is well taken. Who in their right mind would think of that? But technically, you are correct as usual.
Yeah, and it's not a criticism of Boda. He did what anybody would do. But it's just, if Uniontown would happen to score 2 late touchdowns here, just something for the kids at home to think about. If you're ever out in the football field in that kind of situation, if you can think about it, when the other team's out of timeouts and a knee wins the game, drop to your knee.
Chuck, you're the best.
Quindell Dean now, they need a big play here, and he's a guy who can do it. Nice little jitterbug move. Look at the spin move. Boy, he's excited.
Number 2, Quindell Dean.
And only a junior.
From the 11-yard line, moves it up to the 35-yard line.
He'll be back next year.
He is stopped there by the Mustangs, number 40.
Uniontown will start at the 35-yard line, and they have no timeouts left, and they just got to put the ball up and see what will happen. The problem is, when they put the ball up here in the second half, it has been a disaster. Here we go on first down.
Quarterbacking for Uniontown now is Michael Dvorak.
They're going to run the draw play. Well, there's a surprise. And he better get a first down to stop the clock. Naratka stays on his feet. Gets the first down. Now he wants to get out of bounds. Don't know if he did it or not. Can't tell all the way on the far side of the field. They'll stop the clock because he got the first down. What an effort by Naratka.
Stopped by number 7 for Laurel Highlands.
If he got out of bounds, the clock will remain stopped.
Gain of 11 on the play. And it's a first and 10, Uniontown. The ball at their own 46-yard line.
And they did. So a minute 24 remaining. 2 wideouts to the near side. Still life, albeit slim right now. For the Raiders, almost slipping. New quarterback in the game. Crossing pattern for Sanders to the 30-yard line.
Complete to number 17,
Michael Dvorak. Hitting Sanders on the crossing pattern.
Gain of 24 on the play to the 30-yard line. It's a first and 10, Uniontown.
Ball is at the 30. Dvorak. That was a big gain, too. Now looking again. And there's, tough break. Quindell Dean made the catch, but he fell down and did not get out of bounds. Oh, that's tough. That was a 24-yard gain earlier to Sanders. 6 yards there to Dean, but they got to hurry because they don't have timeouts. Valuable time lost there. Down to 40 seconds. Dvorak looking. Tried to hit Sanders, not close on that one. It will be 3rd down and 4 with 37 seconds left. I'll tell you what, a couple big plays there. That beautiful pass on that crossing route to Sanders, who now has 4 catches for 76 yards. Dean, by the way, 5 catches for 86 yards. If Dean would not have slipped, if he could have gotten out of bounds with about 50 seconds or so left,
down and 4 now from the
Uniontown had something going here. Ball at the 25. So it's really 3rd down and 5. Clock stops if you get out of bounds. If you get a first down, it stops momentarily. Tried the quick hitter up the middle. No, fake. And now the pass is completed. Dean inside the 15. The clock stops with 29 seconds left.
Number 2, Quindell Dean.
And I just run up and spike it right now. Ball is at the 14. Haven't started the clock yet. Now they have.
Gain of 11 on the play.
Apparently got a play.
Line is a first and 10, Uniontown.
Gotta hurry. Back to pass. 20 seconds left. Across the middle, picked off. Intercepted by Yager, and that will do it. Eric Yager. And there you go. That's what we're talking about. He will get down. get down tonight.
The Vortex pass intercepted by the Mustangs.
And the Mustangs are going to win. Well, Uniontown, they made it exciting there with I think that was a good effort there by the Raiders on that last possession, but the Vortex gets picked off. The fourth Mustang interception of the second half. The only 2 turnovers in the first half by Laurel Highlands, but 4 Red Raider turnovers in the second half. Now, we do have a flag, but again, I believe this is post-possession. Yes, it's a dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Mustangs this time. And let's hope all of that stuff stops right there. 13 seconds left. Take a knee once, and we're out of here. What an evening. And for the second straight week, Jess, I mean, you know what? Sometimes you're the windshield, and sometimes you're the bug. And last week, the Red Raiders, they were the windshield. Albert Gallatin came out strong, and then Uniontown just steamrolled them. But tonight, they were the bug. And after a strong start, it was all Mustangs.
Yeah, Uniontown scored on their first 3 possessions. And the last 6 possessions, they've only gotten 91 yards. In the last 4, INT, 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 INT. Very disappointing way, I'm sure, for the Raiders to finish the season. Laurel Highlands, on the other hand, finishes on the high note. And Chuck will probably check in the paper tomorrow to see if LH did, in fact, have a chance tomorrow, meaning last Saturday, a couple days ago, to see if they did, in fact, have a chance to make the playoffs. But at this point, it's on Friday, and we don't think that they do.
It appears that they were going to lose the Gardner points because if Bell Vernon and Derry both lose, you get a 3-way tie, and it looks like Bell Vernon and LH tie in Gardner points. Then you go head-to-head, and Bell Vernon beat LH 6-0. We're not sure about that. All the LH coaches knew was to have any chance they had to win tonight, and they took care of business. And we have the official numbers from the computer now. It is official, Jess Hudson. We have, for the first time, for the second time, the Lafkowitz twins, the Carmichaels. Yeah, for the second time this season, we have co-players of the game. And you're right, the offensive line probably deserves it, but the 2 running backs for Laurel Highlands, Alex Boda and Tommy Newman. Unofficially, Alex Boda, 20 carries, 167 yards and a touchdown. Tommy Newman, 18 carries, 114 yards and 4 touchdowns. The big hosses up front did the work, and Boda and Newman carrying the mail. Both of them, of course, senior leaders on this Mustang team. Congratulations to Alex Boda and Tommy Newman, our Davis & Davis co-players of the game. The final score, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, 33. The Uniontown Red Raiders, 20. We go down to the field for the post-game show up next on Herald Standard Television Sports.
And once again, wishing them all the best of luck in their future.
For help with any of your legal matters, Davis & Davis has 2 convenient offices to serve you, Uniontown and Brownsville. They offer evening and weekend appointments and will even come to your home. Davis & Davis, a team of professionals working for you.
Coach Nee, you came out on top tonight, 33-20. Uniontown came out early firing. What did you guys do to regroup?
I think we finally stayed within ourselves. We didn't panic. We stuck to our game plan, and the kids were we weren't rattled. And the times this year and past years when teams have scored like that quick, we just get stunned and we go in a shell, but not tonight. And we just stuck with our game plan. We knew it was going to work, and our kids kept believing, and we just executed tonight.
This is one of the biggest games regardless of record on the year. Bragging rights for the year. Can you comment on that?
It's huge. Our kids, I told the seniors, no matter what's happened this year, we've had a lot of ups and we've had a lot of downs, and our record is not where I want it to be or nor where they want it to be. But these seniors went out the right way with a win, and they'll remember that, and that's the important thing. And it's bragging rights to the town. You walk around in your shirt and your colors, and you feel proud.
I'm here with Alex Boda and Tommy Newman, Davis & Davis players of the game. Tommy, you had a great game. Uniontown came out on fire, and it looked to be in their favor. What did you guys do? Did you revamp to get back in the game?
Well, we picked it up. I mean, we was looking for the trick plays. I mean, they came out with 2 trick plays, and they scored on them. And we was looking for it, and we held them.
So, Alex, you're both seniors tonight. How does it feel to go out on winning your last game?
It feels great just because knowing it's like your last game and you might not play college. You never know what you're going to do, and you just won. You feel like a winner.
Alex Boda and Tommy Newman, Davis and Davis players of the game. Uniontown 20, and LH comes out on top 33.
Welcome back down on the field. Chuck Durso and Jess Hudson rejoining Matt and Justin here on the field. And Jess, again, for the second straight week, we just see high school athletics is great because things just turn on a dime. And this game took a U-turn. It looked like it was all Raiders the way things started off, and boy, then the Mustangs got rolling.
Yeah, Uniontown jumped out big. First 3 possessions, 198 yards. They score on all 3. Then their next 6 possessions, only 98 yards and 4 INTs. So LH comes out on top with a big win. And, of course, they got over 300-plus yards rushing and over 400 total yards. So after that first quarter, it was all LH.
And, of course, Uniontown struck early and just had a lot of momentum. But football, Matt, usually won on the line of scrimmage, and I think that's where the Mustangs established their domination.
You're right, and Uniontown came out on top first with the trick plays, and they were pushing LH off the ball, but they regrouped and came back and played an excellent second half, and they're on the winning end of the ball.
And, of course, Jess, as far as the area trophy is concerned, the mythical area trophy, I don't know what you do. AG beat Laurel Highlands, Uniontown beat AG, Laurel Highlands beats Uniontown. So that one's a wash. But I think for the LH fans, they're not going to focus on that. They're going to focus on the Raiders-Mustangs rivalry, and the Mustangs get bragging rights for the next 12 months.
They do. And, again, you alluded to the offensive line did a great job. Boda and Newman both over 100 yards. Boda 1 touchdown. Newman 4 touchdowns, accounted for their 5 scores. And, again, kudos to the offensive line. They really pushed them off the ball, and Uniontown just fell apart, Chuck, after that first quarter.
A very exciting night, and we certainly were glad that you joined us here on Herald Standard Television. And one final note, this, of course, is our final football broadcast of the year. We have had a blast bringing high school football into your living rooms on Monday evenings all season long. We thank you for your support of high school football here on Herald Standard Television, and we want to thank the fine crew that brings these games into your home. We couldn't do it without them. Brian Province and Bob Mikowski on the cameras. Wesley Ellis doing a great job of producing. That was his fingers, you saw. And, of course, Justin McLaughlin over there. Great job on the sidelines all year long. And Matt Malik joining us as well. And, of course, Jess Hudson, couldn't do without you. Man, I tell you, so many years, so much fun. Can't wait for basketball.
Hey, hoops is right around the corner, and we can't wait. Like you said, Chuck, great working with you.
For Justin, for Matt, for Jess, I'm Chuck Durso saying we will see you come basketball season. Again, tonight's final score, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs 33, the Uniontown Red Raiders 20. Until next time, so long on HSTV. Come on, Jess, you got to join me one last time for the season. Peace out.
Way out.